And we are recording.
So last time, we got a lot of information. We discovered that the children had come across the forest and indirectly the hag's hut by their parents being taken in by some holy people who didn't take the children. When the children were sneaking around the camp, they discovered a magic mirror that apparently told them to take it. So they were chased into the forest. We found this out by K2, kind of showing them how to play games and slowly earning their trust, and then bringing them inside for the rest of us to take care of them. And in questioning, we found that the hag had removed the boy Henry's tongue, which is morbid. They had also discovered an idol, a small angelic statue that Edward and therefore the rest of us could identify as one likely similar to the one that we encountered previously that was blighting the land. Apparently this one was suspended in a sphere of water, breathable water we found as we went there, and eventually destroyed it, causing all the water to drop. At the end of that day, while K2 was speaking with the kids about some place he knows that would help them stay safe better than here in the hag's hut, we cast Speak with Dead on the hag. Unfortunately, hags are spiteful creatures, and the spell doesn't compel them to tell the truth, but the only thing we definitively know that is that if Darkelion wishes to remove his particular curse of facelessness, he would have to kill the girl, Greta.
Or at least that's what she said, and therefore
Yeah.
we technically don't know if that's the truth, but that's what we have to go
on. Yeah, that's our only lead, really. We returned to town. The children and K2 are currently at the guild hall while the rest of us went exploring into the caves, trying to investigate rumors that Corbin had told Edward about the cult his sister is a part of, trying to establish hold in Northshire. We found the altar, covered in blood, signs of a struggle, and when we found a hidden door, there was all the corpses. Thankfully, this one was more forthright, but it was a slaughter to the man of a knight dressed in black, which we can assume to be Corbin's people, but we don't know. But they were spreading word of their prismatic counselor, a woman named Alma. And that's about all that we discovered last time. A lot of fucked up shit.
I really love how all of that was like in character. Then the end is just, yep, this was shit.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't intentional, but whatever. I was just reading my notes. But yeah.
Alright. I do believe we left off with you guys still in that room.
Yeah.
After
believe so.
Talking to the dead.
Mm.
So yeah, you just finished talking to this corpse. And
oh no, we left because I tried fucking the statue up, but just shoved a hole through it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were leaving.
Oh, that's right.
because,
You returned to the inn. That's what it was.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Rava like broke the hands off the statue, and I have all their corpses in my bag.
Yep. That's right.
Mhm.
Right. So yeah, you guys went back to the inn. You get your long rest in. Everybody gains the benefits of said long rest.
Correct.
Morning time. There we go. We're caught up.
Ah,
Now what the hell we're doing? We didn't plan this far ahead in our plans.
Do we ever plan ahead?
Only one plan ahead.
I mean, unless we want to stay here to see if these people that have gone missing, if they continue to or not, I don't know what else would be taking people. I mean, it's in the forest, but it's not the hag. And it's possible that the Order may have been there. But if they are, they've either moved on or died. So,
Okay, so did we turn in the bounty involving the children yet?
No.
We haven't definitively discovered what's happened. We can guess, but
We've technically located children and know some fates.
I don't know if that would fulfill the entirety of the contract.
We also still have the bounty involving Darkalion.
Yes, had we decided how we wanted to handle that yet?
I mean, I guess now would be a good time. If we're planning on leaving soon.
I am still of the opinion that if we told them about Otatano and the series of unfortunate events surrounding Darkelion and the circumstances he now finds himself in, that they would be hard pressed to consider him a danger to the public.
But what if they do have a problem with it and say, oh, well, you're part of the guild? Okay, well, you're not anymore. We've stripped you of your rank and you can't work for the guild anymore. What if that happens?
Well,
Plan.
I can tell you one thing, Darkelion, that may ease your mind. Yes, I know that I am a bit of a strict adherent to rules and regulation. It is true, but not all of my guild members share my specific desire to hold to all things law and order with utmost certainty. You have to remember the main hub of the guild is based out of Stonesbarrow, which is not exactly a place known for its lawfulness. We have taken in reprobates who have redeemed themselves or wish to do so, and we keep a close eye on people who maybe have shittier pasts than others, yes, but what we also take into account is current actions. If you've served well for the guild, if you've gone out of your way to be a force for good, which I think you have, since I've known you, you haven't done anything that I would consider outwardly evil or even severely unjust. I would think that all of that would be taken into consideration when it comes to measuring exactly what the quality of your character is.
Fair enough.
Look, Reelan hasn't had a problem with me existing in this guild, so I don't think you're gonna be too hard pressed.
One thing that I can say for certain is that since meeting all of you and spending time with you all, I have learned that there are different kinds of goodness in the world, And just because you may not prescribe to my particular brand of justice and moralness does not make you a bad person. I do not
Yeah.
see you as a bad person, Dark Alien.
Yeah, since
I
not
appreciate that. Thank you.
since not everybody is a stick in the mud, we're good. I mean that with the utmost fondness for you, Reelan.
No offense taken.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
We can stick with Reelan's plan. There's also we could either lead with Reelan's plan, or we could just go with the other option of we just fake the death of Oda Tanu.
I am more than happy to speak to the goodness of your character and testify that you are not at all a danger to civilians or anyone who does not wish to do evil in this world. I would more than happily put my standing on the line to justify yours.
Well, it's not just up to me, it's up to the group, so whatever the group decides is what we should do.
What does everyone else think?
I mean, it's entirely possible that if the guild has a body, they would be trying to ascertain if it truly is Ototano. I don't necessarily know how the whole policy of trust works.
Yeah, true. There is the. Thanks. I will say, this is a bit of a morbid thought. We do have no shortage of bodies now.
Right.
Literally, we were just tasked finding where he was. He's here, but the thing is, wouldn't they have to report that back to whoever set this up? Like,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's also part of the problem, yes.
yeah. So, do we know who it was?
Yeah, was there a name
That could-
given?
I don't think so.
If there was a
Well,
name given, it'd be
normally
in the
there
notes,
is.
probably.
Then normally there is some form of identification for whoever it is who posted a bounty. But the information that is given after the completion of a job is definitely up to the discretion of the guild. And if we have reason to believe that this person poses a threat to Darkelian's safety, we can more than certainly make a case that less information given to them is the better option.
Because it is entirely possible that this is one of those bandits or whoever you attacked previously that is
Very
out for
possible.
revenge.
Exactly. Who or whatever reason to seek it.
Because I'm looking at I'm definitely looking at a quest list, and it does say that this person attacked her group before disappearing.
Yep. It's very possible that they want to find me, but they haven't been able to find me, so now they just have another way to try and have another group of people find me without them having to worry too much about it, so they don't have to. And
So
they can just pay
then,
people to do it.
right?
But I will
then,
say. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All I was going to say was that the only way the guild can help us with your situation is if we are honest with them.
I was just gonna say, because if they don't get the information they want here, they could probably try and pass it off to other people, and you get more people looking. You just say he died at the Hag's Hut, too. But if you think,
In a way, I technically did.
Hmm.
And there is currently the remains of what used to be a hag's hut. And there is a very, very unidentifiable corpse there. Just
at the end of
throwing
the
out there.
day, yeah, you want our input, but at the end of the day, this is going to affect your life a lot more than it's going to affect ours. So you have
True.
to make the final decision on this.
Yeah, group or no group, this is your life, so it's your final call.
Yeah, this affects you directly.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm well aware of that, but I also wanted everybody's input on the situation, what they believe we should do.
We had options. Just feel free to decide what you want to go with.
In the end, I don't think any of us would be comfortable making the decision regarding somebody else's life to this extent. So, you know, we can call until the cows come home, but
You know, we can spout opinions all we want. It'll be your choice what we go for, what we do going forward. Yeah, right.
what do you want to do? Or what are you leaning more towards?
What I believe the right thing to do would be to tell the truth. And if that gets me removed from the guild, or worse, arrested and hung, or what have you, then so be it. It is a crime I committed, and I apologize for, and it was the stupidest decision I've made, because I wasn't thinking with my brain.
I would like to point out, though, technically the only crime you actually committed was arson.
Yeah.
Well, attempted murder, because the intent was to murder them.
Okay, well, that's the right thing to do. What do you want to do? Those can be very different things.
Also true.
I want to do the right thing.
Okay. Then we do the right thing.
All right.
I mean, I'd prefer to remain free and, continue to prove my worth, but if they decide otherwise, then that's the path I'm willing to follow.
Maybe they'll put you on some sort of guild rehabilitation program.
Just put them on like probation.
Yeah, community service.
I'm gonna get a magical ankle bracelet.
If not, you get to join me in the no guild dead past life gang.
If that is the outcome, then so be it.
Look, if need be, we could find. If need be, we could find other work. We don't have to necessarily always work with the guild.
That's true.
I always just assumed we'd eventually find other work by working with the guild. As it just kind of dragged us everywhere.
I mean, I can reach out to contacts. It may not always be the most pleasant work.
Have you reached out to contacts with the thing I asked you about yet?
We haven't had a chance yet. I haven't been in the city long enough.
I'm messing with you, but yeah.
No, don't worry. We will sell your shit.
We maybe shouldn't be planning for eventualities that might not have to.
Yes,
Also true.
I would prefer not to abandon my main affiliation so quickly, if it's at all possible.
I wasn't saying we had to abandon anything. I was just saying that
Yeah, we don't have.
we can do other jobs than just guild jobs. That was all that Ashmere and I were talking about. We weren't saying we had to just disregard all guild work forever. Just when we go places on guild work, we can also get other work. That's all.
Yeah, there is such a thing as freelancing.
Mm-hmm. Very profitable.
I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, just don't be just as long as we don't take any jobs for exposure, we're good.
Right.
I mean, work is work. I'm happy to find it anywhere. As long as it's not illegal.
I feel like we've just done a big circle for absolutely no reason in this conversation. Ashmere and I were just talking about money. It's fine.
What we were trying to avoid. Anyways, so probably best to not delay this then.
All right, get moving.
Yes.
Question, I guess, before we get moving. What if the answer to Darkalian's crime from the guild is death? Just saying, we should maybe prepare for every eventuality. Are we just gonna let them take him?
There's a hard no in my book, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, the plan isn't to just accept it, but we don't really have a plan other than that.
I'm just saying, what's everyone's
We
thought?
lead. I would prefer, obviously, and I'm not saying that I think any of you are against this, but I would prefer, obviously, we lead with diplomatic negotiation, if necessary.
Yeah, we weren't
Words
just
are
gonna be
always
like,
going
hey,
to
you
be...
can't fucking take him, stab, like...
Yeah, no, I was just asking, like, what are our thoughts if this happens? Like, do we have a... Does anybody have something they want to say, and if that happens? Like, in negotiation, what do we offer instead?
Say, well, my first move, obviously, would be to defend Darkalian's character, who he is as a person, the good that he has done in the time that I have known him. If they ask for some form of recompense, well, we can always ask what it is that they're looking for in terms of recompense, be it acts of good done for the city or financial recompensation for the building that was lost. I don't think that those things would be... I mean, obviously they'd be expensive, but anything that keeps Darkalian with us is the preferred option.
Yeah, out of jail and preferably with us is great. I would also say we could also just be like, if they offer any sort of thing, like we could always just lead with favor for freedom.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure we had, like, some sort of notion of what we were going to say, just in case, instead of showing up and them going, yes, the sentence is death, and then all of us just going, oh no, what do we do?
There's also just the, we could always just, do the thing of like, you could just send us out on a job that you think he might not come back from. If we succeed, we're good. If we don't, oh well.
Like,
Plenty
that'd
of
be
good
a really
ideas here.
dumb idea on their point to lose, like, what, how many of you are guild members? All of you? Lose, like, 7 guild members for the crimes of one? Seems
It would be dumb.
not in their favor.
I think that this... I think that this will lean more in our favor than it will against us. I don't necessarily see this being I don't know quite how to phrase this. I am optimistic about the situation.
You don't see any dire punishments being levied out, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
All right then.
Let's lead with truth and diplomacy. Something I never thought I'd say.
I'm so proud of you all.
We've led with diplomacy almost every situation we've ever encountered.
It's the truth part that's new to me.
All right.
Listen, just because we mess it up a lot doesn't mean we don't get it.
Look, we try. We're just not good at it. All right.
Shall we?
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
Oh, you just woke up from a long rest, so it is
Oh,
morning.
okay.
Although,
8
as you
a.m.
all get ready to leave, you glance out the windows and notice it's storming pretty bad outside.
Yeesh.
I vaguely missed at the beginning where are we exactly? Where did we
At the
end up?
end.
We're at the
The
end.
Herbal Hideaway.
The Herbal Hideaway. This place.
Just as much as you love saying, "Hi, Dunamage Fizzledorf."
Yeah. They're about even keeled.
No. That's Tori's favorite set of words.
Hi, Dunamage fizzled off. Just a great name.
So it raining.
It is raining.
Yes.
How about?
Oh,
Listen, I like water. I don't like water that just slams down painfully. How about we have an inside day and do this tomorrow? Yeah.
I mean, all we would have to do is just move from this building to the guild hall. It'd be sure and unpleasant couple of moments, but nothing longer than that.
Yeah. There's also this. I don't know. They might offer coffee and nice warm beverages.
I'd actually like to have a meal before we go, at the very least.
I think that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
You guys could try their breakfast. It's pretty good. Not as good as the dinner, but the breakfast is pretty good. And I will treat everybody to a nice big breakfast.
Whoop.
Okay, yeah. Ava comes out and serves breakfast and gives Briar a wink.
I don't know what's funnier, that or just the way that Tori laughed. He's just like, yeah, I know what that means.
Can I have you for breakfast?
God. Oh, God.
I was gonna make the joke, but I don't have to anymore.
Yes!
Gonna gag.
Joe, you really gotta prepare yourself, alright, for next campaign Sunday's game. It's gonna be way worse.
Oh, God.
We'll see.
That's when it turns out the girls are just a tryst of lesbians.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Well, one will be my sister, so let's maybe not do that.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so you all eat your breakfast.
Yes.
It provides you no other benefits other than sustenance.
That's fine.
But it tastes good.
It does taste good.
How much that cost?
On the house.
Even
I like
Yeah.
I like sustenance. Sustenance sustains my mortal shell.
All right, there. Chill the fuck out.
No.
It also delays the inevitable of going outside and crud.
I'm assuming it's still downpouring while we're finishing up.
Yep.
Yeah, it might be lasting all day then.
Better to get the worst part over with then.
No.
Alright, let's go. And she just like runs out to go run.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna get her my spare cloak with a hood on it, so she can use that, so the rain doesn't beat the hell out of her.
Yeah! Not beat up. I like not beat up.
I'm up right now.
I like rain.
I live
I like
in the
rain when it doesn't
Amazon.
hurt. Alright, cool. Now that I have a cloak, and I do say thank you.
No,
Now I zoom out.
Nyum.
my winter one, it is a nice fluffy white wool. Or white fur.
Nice.
All right. So you all exit out into the torrential downpour.
Woo! Gosh,
Yeah.
Mr. Fall my ass.
It
K2 is going to stay at the inn with.
okay.
I'm assuming that was with the children.
Yeah.
What I said with the kids.
Oh,
Well,
got
the
cut out.
kids part got
Oh.
cut out because of
It
your
cut out
mic
too. I'm gonna stay
sensitivity.
with, and then it just ended. So I was like,
Oh.
kids?
Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah.
mic sensitivity thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's something with sense.
Not mic sensitivity, but mic sensitivity. You understand the difference.
Yeah.
Good.
That was funny.
Pedantically, yes, but the joke was there and it had to be made.
Effectively, due to rain conditions, your speed is slowed by 10 feet.
Fair.
So much rain.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not just
I mean,
like
It's not
raining.
normal downpour. It is downpour.
It is a
like how you
massive
said
massive rainstorm.
Yeah. Not the first of its kind for this area.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I was about to say. I'm sure I've seen this many times before.
It's normal get fucked rain downpour.
It's normal. Get fucked. Shut half the city down. Rain pour.
Exactly.
Yay!
And you, as you're making your way to the guild, need everybody to make perception checks.
Poor reception. Poor reception.
Ah, good roll. Great start. Woo!
One.
Doing good.
Yeah!
One.
Yeah!
We're
Doing
killing it.
great.
Okay, but that makes sense. It's torrential fucking downpour.
Yeah.
Shit loud as
I'm
fuck.
doing good too.
And Darkalion does have this sense of
Yeah.
dread about him right now.
Yeah. And for Darkalion, he's probably
It 100%
In his own-
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in his
also,
own head.
Because of the rain, this would be based on sight, not off of scent or hearing.
so.
Then he did much worse.
Yeah.
It's an 11
He
total
gets to
for
join
Penny.
us with the
Yeah.
shit roll.
Because the scent doesn't really help in this case.
Everything is getting washed
hearing
away.
definitely doesn't help. Guys, this
Yeah.
is loud.
This is so loud.
It loud for the boy.
Yep. So Reelin and Edward.
Somehow.
Let me double check. Okay, Reelin.
Okay.
I was like, this isn't gonna actually avoid everything. So Reelin, as you're heading toward the guild,
I'm not
there is a flash of light in the sky, and
Lightning.
illuminated by this flash of light is the largest shape
Oh.
you've ever seen.
Oh god.
Kind of just circling around the top of the city.
It's the most fearsome shape. The triangle.
Oh god.
Guys?
You can make out multiple sets of wings.
Did you make this thing a fucking Thunderbird. Are you
Everyone,
Oh.
I think I found my bird.
No.
cannot hear you.
What?
I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna grab Edward by the by the shoulders and then just
Get
tilt his
point.
head upwards.
Edward, who even at a 20%, even at a nat 20, is still only at 20. Probably still doesn't fucking survive at first.
Well, when he points it out to you.
Yeah,
another
well,
flash
yeah,
of
yeah,
light,
yeah. It's just what it. Oh, that's not good.
Look over to Robin. I'm like, did he say that he found the curb?
She just kind of like shrugs and pulls the cloak closer. Fuck this, I don't know.
Look down. I'm like, is there even a curb?
So I'm just gonna just point in the air and be like, bird.
Yeah,
I'm
another
looking
flash
at the
of
ground,
light.
so I don't see you pointing up.
As you point up at the sky, another flash of lightning, and nothing's there.
This is bullshit.
Look, it's fine. Reeland's just going a little crazy. It's okay.
Did you say the size of? I mean, you said it was large, but like,
I said it was the largest bird he has ever seen.
gotcha.
And I have seen a lot of things.
So how big is the largest bird you've ever seen is the question.
That Lugia.
Size-wise, obviously larger than large. What would you say it was, Josh?
Huge.
Well, it was obstructed by the darkness of the sky and far away, so difficult to tell. You know it was big.
Okay. I'm going to assume at least huge or bigger.
Pretty safe bet. Fucking Joe.
You right?
I don't know. I'm sorry. If I saw Big Bird flying in the motherfucking air, I would be concerned.
Yeah, so would I.
Ah.
You know, Big Bird takes the subway.
Another round basically goes by. There's another flash, Reelan, and you see another shape fly across the sky. This one fast, not circling. So just
Where's
goes
it
right
going?
over the top. Right over the top of the city.
Just from one end to the other?
Yep.
Did it have what I would be able to tell as a foreseeable destination?
In theory, yes. In practice, also yes. To went from east to west.
But what about in
Okay.
conjecture?
Also yes.
Did it look like it was stopping, like it was landing somewhere, or did it look like it was just fucking boom on a mission?
It was definitely on a mission.
Okay. So nowhere near here, nowhere I could find it. This is concerning, but as of now, I feel as though there's probably nothing I can do about this. So I'm going to have to wait for the opportune moment.
The question is, do you tell us?
I mean, yeah, I would definitely tell you guys about the fucking scary giant birds in the sky. I am seeing something in the air, and it is coming and going with the flashes of the lightning. The first one was enormous, and it had multiple sets of wings. I believe it had 6 wings. And then there was a second figure, not as large, but extremely fast.
Just to make sure, because apparently my brain sorted out. We're at the guild hall, right?
We're
You're
on the
currently
way to the guild.
standing outside of it now, at this point.
No, why are we outside? No.
Because you just
We can
got
talk
there.
about this inside.
Yeah, no. Inside.
Mm-hmm. We could probably just discuss this indoors. As he says, going indoors.
Yeah, no,
you all
Robin
go
did
inside.
not even stop. She was just like,
I figured
"Nope,
Rob
inside."
is pushing Briar inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Just when
still
I-
looking at the ground like, what is he talking about? As I get shoved into the building, I was like, ah. Just get in and shake like a dog, just water everywhere.
Yeah, Robin just like takes the cloak off and just holds it out as it like drips. She's like, that would have hurt.
It wasn't that bad. It was a lot, but it wasn't that bad.
She just looks at him and just like very deadpan, just like, I'm a delicate flower though.
As you step
Fair
in,
enough.
a group of like teenage people, humans. Yeah, that's teenage hooligans. That's
Teenage
the word.
Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, they see you come in, they get up, they bow to you, and then they prestidigitate you, so you are dry. And then they go step back down.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Thank you, children.
Appreciates.
I returned the bow.
Yep.
Alright, so what were you saying, Reason?
I said, outside, during the lightning, I saw, first of all, the first thing I saw was my bird. I saw the largest creature I have ever seen in the air, with 6 wings, circling above the city. And as quick as it came, it was gone. And then after it disappeared, I saw a not as large, but much faster creature streak across the sky. I saw it move from one end of the city to the other, but I did not see where it was going. All I know, it was moving extremely fast.
So we found your bird. That's fun.
Now I just have to figure out how I go about killing it. But I'm not sure that challenging such a beast at the moment is exactly what we should be doing. At the very least, if we were to fight something like that, we would need to be at full capacity. We can't fight that thing without K2.
I'd also like to point out, we don't really know what that thing does. Where it is.
Yes, I would like some more information on it as well before we go acting.
Yeah.
Well,
Flying things are generally more difficult to dispatch.
all the more reason that I must return to Brand quickly. I will need my great bow if I'm to take down a creature such as that. But these are things that can be worried about later. For now, I think since we are here, we should handle the task at hand.
Yeah.
If nothing else, maybe we can ask about this gargantuan 6-winged bird. So, we'll head to the what would you call it? I'm blanking on the word.
Quest giver.
Yes, that one.
All right, you do so. You go back over to the half orc.
We have come to turn in the, or I guess complete the Ota Tano bounty.
All right.
Just gonna look at Darkalion.
I don't want to say it.
What information do you have?
Looks at Darkalion.
I don't want to say it. He's not going to say it.
Be a big kid.
We talked all that game, but now it's like, no, I don't want to say it.
Could we maybe move to a more private setting?
Nothing more private than this building.
He makes a good point.
Like, damn, he got you there.
Darkalion, it's fine. Just tell him.
He can't bring himself to say it.
Oh
Do
my
it, man.
god.
Okay. So yeah, Reelan will go ahead and just give the series of events to the best of his recollection, of what Darkalion told him, the events that led him to being Darkalion instead of Ota Tano to the quest giver, and put heavy emphasis on the fact that we believe the person who posted this bounty is in fact a criminal who poses a threat to Darkalion.
All right, give me the play-by-play. I want to see what you remember.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, play by play.
All
You're
right.
on your own, Joshua.
I mean,
Great.
I posted the entire thing in the notes. So you literally have reference.
Okay, yep. Hold on. Hold on.
But yeah, Darkalion's just kind of up against the wall with his head down and just looking just sad, upset, and embarrassed, kind of. Not that you
Okay.
can really see with the mask. Anyway,
So,
Body language.
body language, yes.
unfortunately, I know the man by the name of Ota Tano, and I know his story. It is a tragic one. He, as a child, was forced to witness the murder of his father and the oh, you guys still hear me?
Assault. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bar went yellow, and so I didn't know if maybe I lost you guys for a second there. Oh
No.
yes, he had to witness his father, the assault of his mother. They killed his mother. They stole everything they had, and then they stabbed him and left him for dead. He was saved by the kindness of a passing stranger who taught him the ways of the monk, and he wanted nothing more than to see the vagabonds who tore apart his family brought to justice. After doing so, after mastering his training, he left and found the people that did these horrible things to his family and tracked them down to an inn filled with ne'er-do-wells of many different varieties, all of which would be akin to the terrible crimes committed by the people who took his family away from him. He went and did something that was, in truth, not a great thing to do, but I think it is an understandable thing when you know the suffering that this person has been forced to endure. He set the building ablaze in the hopes of purging this terrible hive of villainy from this planet, and in doing so, hoped that it would bring about good. He traveled home afterwards, and due to the nature of his kind soul, lended aid to an elderly woman and helped her to return to her home. As thanks, she let him know that she was able to bind. She was a caster of powerful magics. And since he had been kind enough to help her, she asked if she could help him. And he confided in her that he needed a way to hide his face. So, unfortunately for him, she agreed and did so, but in the cruelest of ways. She disfigured this poor man and left him cursed. Not only is he unable to walk about town without wearing his mask due to fear of what people might say to him due to his appearance, something that he cannot control and did not ask for, but he cannot even truly defend himself, as with this curse there seems to be a second edge, as this poor man cannot bring anything to an unnatural end. I have watched him try to kill bandits. I've seen him try to kill insects. I've seen him try to chop down trees. Unfortunately, no matter what he does, his efforts end in failure. But I think in knowing that, you can take confidence in knowing that he is not a threat to anyone, and he has been under my vigilant eye for a very long period of time. And while he has been with me, I have seen him do nothing but good for the people, not of just this city, but of this land. And so that is why I think that it is imperative that we protect my companion, Ota Tano, otherwise known as Darkelion, and make sure that whoever it is that is searching for him does not know that he is here and cannot find him.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, God. Anyone want to help me with that?
Nobody did. You did all the
Nobody. Yeah, I was gonna say nobody. Nobody helps you there, so you're kind of on your own, buddy.
My fate is in your hands.
Wow, just so you guys know, since you all left me to the wolves, this is a straight roll.
That's fine.
No.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
Gotta believe in the heart of the cards.
He's kind of just staring at you, like, almost in disbelief. And then he's like, who? And then you just see him rip up a sheet of paper.
No way.
See, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at Darkelion. I'm gonna be like, I told you.
Well, I'm gonna just like throw his hands up and just to get a little yeah.
Darkelion just slumps to the ground.
I give him head pat.
I'm going to turn to the half orc and just give them a little bow of thank you, and they'll be like, so, about those points.
Mark stuff.
No, that's fair.
For what bounty?
Saw that coming.
That's also fair.
Yeah. Just okay.
Also, about the hag.
It's not that.
She's dead.
So how about that money though? And also about that hag though.
Well,
So you found the reason that people are going missing. And you've put a permanent stop to it.
Well, I would like to give updated information, and we will leave that up to you to decide. We believe, based on the information that we had, that some of the disappearances may be attributed to the hag up until her untimely death. Remind me, Josh, how long ago did we decide the hag
Couple
died? Like a
months,
month and a half, 2 months ago?
about 1.5 or 2 months ago.
Yep.
Alright, the hag may have been responsible for disappearances up until about 2 months ago. But after that, any disappearances that may have happened since then, we believe, would have happened at the hands of a, well, I think a cult would be the appropriate word.
A cult going by the name of the Order of the Prismatic Halo.
Yes. This is an organization that we, well, I wouldn't say have had in many dealings with, but it's an organization whose movements and I don't know, dealings we have been doing our best to keep an eye on for some time now. We believe they were in the area for some time, but as far as we can tell, they have moved on.
And you're sure that they're the cause.
I'm going to look at Edward. What do you think?
I think it's... Those are the two largest potential causes, but we have no evidence stating that this is the end-all be-all. We did manage to find 2 missing children, or at least we believe them to be missing, with the hag, but we've discovered nothing else about the fates of anyone else.
The children told us that this group took their parents somewhere, but the children were not allowed to go with.
I suppose then we should probably go and investigate that then.
Just to be certain.
Yeah, so this bounty isn't exactly put to rest yet.
No. Updated, but not completed.
Yes.
Sounds like you've got more work to do.
Yeah.
I would give them a nod and be like, well, now that that's taken care of, what would you like to do next?
Well, any time we give them, well, based on what we found, they moved 3 days ago. I'm sure that by then they've moved whatever camp they had.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can try to go looking, but I don't know if we'll find anything. Especially in this torrential downpour. I don't imagine we'll find much of anything at all.
Well, I hate to waste the day, but I have a hard time imagining we would have much luck otherwise. So I suppose staying here is the most pertinent option.
Right. I mean, I've been meaning to check out the archives. This has given me the opportunity to.
I could reach out to some contacts about any information, as well as get Briar her stuff taken care of.
I suppose while I am here, I can check the books and notes from whatever hunters have gathered here over the years and see if anyone has ever spoken of the creature I saw.
There's a... I mean, I don't know how extensive the bestiary information is at this branch.
I'm not quite sure either, but I suppose I've got time to look.
So what's the plan?
Guess we're gonna spend a day in town.
And day in town, and I guess, doing various research things.
All right.
I'm gonna stay here for a bit because don't want to go outside.
It's warm and it's dry.
So the rest of you, minus K2 and Rava, are going to the archives?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Unless anybody else is staying back.
Hanging out here.
Yeah, I'd imagine Briar would at least go back to the inn, if
I'm
not
going
the
to-
archives.
I'm going to the archives. Hell yeah.
no, I'll go to the archives.
Woohoo!
While they're doing that, I'll use my background feature and dig up any information on a fence in town, or, general rumor mill as far as, like, information that will be useful to us as to regards the prismatic halo.
Sure. Yeah, there are a few fences and a few mills of a different variety, but
I just noticed your criminal contact at the bottom. It says usually his wife. I really appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, but can I find an illegal fence, one that's been placed outside of city ordinance?
ooh, no, those are harder to find here. Everything is pretty much up to code.
Cowards.
Damn zoning laws.
God, could you imagine being up to code? Coward.
Okay, so even over great distance, specifically know that local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and CD sailors who can deliver messages for you. Okay.
Usually his wife.
So
I
are
figured
you
you'd get a
sending
kick out of
are you sending a message back to your wife?
That will also be in the list of things I want to do, but mostly look for a fence and find out if there's any information regards to the dealings of the prismatic halo in my usual circles. Also see if there is an underground here, as far as, like, black markets or anything. This place
Okay.
literally has tunnels and shit.
Yeah. So I guess since your criminal contact doesn't exactly. Oh no, it actually isn't. Okay, yeah, we can tweak it a bit. So you would have a general idea of where to look for shady people.
Yeah.
And I'd say that that's good enough to try and locate a fence for this purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up the Google Doc really quick. It has now pulled up.
Because we got quite a few things to sell, don't we, Tori?
I mean, I've got
Tori has like 2 things.
my obsidian Fanshu.
Look, that stuff is not going to be easy to get rid of, so I figured this would probably be the easiest way.
Mm-hmm. My fancy silver symbol, but if I can't get rid of that here, then I've got Rava as a fallback.
Mm-hmm.
And a fancy stabby dagger with gold trim.
Where did you get
So
a
are
fancy stabby dagger?
Also from Quentin. He was the guard, the one he was the one who like recruited and trained the guards, and so it's the fancy puncture dagger that they all carry.
Right.
Yeah, the fancy torture dagger.
The torture
Yeah.
dagger.
Right.
In
Okay.
misery.
Okay. So, are you giving him all of your stuff prior to try to pawn off?
I mean, can I go with him?
You can go with him, or you can go to the archives. Because
Your
he's
call.
doing this as you guys are going to the archives.
I figure best to get this taken care of, see if we can get any information, as well as...
I have faith in
You
you,
know,
Mr.
money.
Fridge. I will give him the things and also let him know their estimated value, which I'll send to you, Nestor, and see if you can haggle.
Higher.
Well, I mean, or at least close. Don't get ripped off.
Yeah.
Chance of you getting higher is slim, but the chance of you getting almost that value is hopefully good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That does
Okay.
to the inventory.
So, there are a few places that you can go to try to pawn off various things through fences.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, for shady individuals in Northshire, you can either go to the underground, which by that I mean literally underground, into the cave system to try to find somebody running something illegal underneath the city. Or you can ask around local taverns and inns.
I'll try local taverns and inns first,
Okay?
using
So
my
you have-
typical thieves' cant.
Yeah. You have the option to visit both or either of the 2 taverns/inns in the city, one of which being the Herbal Hideaway and the other one being the Sport Tavern.
Try the sport tavern first.
Okay, that's probably a good bet. You've been at the Herbal Hideaway.
Yeah, they know my face.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
No.
So you venture inside. It's a much darker theme, and I don't mean like horror themed. I mean it's literally like dark. Like
Not very
dark
well lit
wood.
here.
Horror
It's
theme.
decently well lit. It's just like it's dark wood. And more of like a underground homey feel.
Almost like this place was made to also cultivate spores.
Yeah, almost.
Yes, it's got a great feel. It's homey.
Since it's mid-morning. By this point, it's like 10 a.m. Also, the rain has lightened up a lot. You venture inside, and there is a gentleman sitting and reading a paper at the counter, and he hears you come in and looks up and goes, "Howdy.
Good day.
Can I do for you?"
Just looking to find somebody who can sell some very interesting items I have.
He looks around. What are you looking to buy?
Well, more, I'm looking for somebody to distribute some items for me. More of the high value, hard, like, collector market.
Sure.
Okay.
Very niche collector.
I know of a few collectors in the area. Try room 2B.
Appreciate you. I'll follow
And
his
he,
instructions.
Or not.
as he says it, he like lightly knocks on the counter, giving you the code to knock on the door.
Alright.
And then he stands there expectingly.
Alright, and I will give him like 3 gold for the info and head up to 2B.
Quickly shuffles it into his hand under the table, sits back down. Enjoy your stay. All right.
I'll go up to 2B, give the code.
And the door opens up, and standing before you, God, that hurt. Standing before you is a woman with black hair down to about shoulder, just above the shoulder, with a tattered black jacket.
Good day. I have some collectibles that need to be distributed.
Let's see him.
Alright. I'll lay out the dagger, the statue, and the holy symbol. These are the first 4. First 3, sorry.
Are you sure you know how to count, buddy?
It's been a long day, okay.
Who are you
And
hoping to buy these?
Somebody interested in a recently fallen church, or somebody who really likes their religious paraphernalia.
Okay. What are they worth?
We're looking at maybe total, like maybe 1,300 gold.
See what I can do.
Alright.
Think of a few people.
And I will also lay out the decorative gem carvings that I have. Take it, you'll... The sapphire, ruby, emerald, and diamond ones, yeah. I take it these will be a bit more easier to pawn off, given the gem-like nature of them.
They just look like spirals to me.
Shouldn't be that hard to take some diamond and sell it. A little bit of sapphire, emerald, and ruby. Find somebody who's really interested in jewels, break them down, cut them.
It's thin wiring almost. It's not possible to break it down and use it for anything. It was specifically carved for a purpose, but the purpose in this case is confusing. Where did you find these?
Same place I found our previous items.
Church fallen. Interesting. I don't think these are worth pawning. Perhaps they were designed for specific decoration within that church, but I can't think of any reason that somebody would want just a spiral of gemstone. Keep
If
them.
you can
May they
All
bring
right.
you fortune. Some
hold
other
on
way.
to them for now. So what are we doing, like 80-20 split?
25-75.
Reasonable.
This may be a little bit harder to fence.
I'm sure you'll find somebody who likes either to stab somebody or reuse silver.
Dagger itself isn't too great of a stabbing utensil given the gold. Maybe a bit soft. The holy symbol is a holy symbol. It can be sold to some wealthy clergyman.
It's also pure silver.
It's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Is it blessed?
Yes. From what I've told, it is also blessed.
Worth even more?
Hmm.
You're expecting
back in.
1,300? I'll see what I can do.
1,300, maybe more, maybe less. That's just what I hope for.
Give me a day. And she takes the items and puts them into 3 separate bags.
You know where to find me. I don't exactly blend in very well, let's be honest.
There. Be gone.
Wish a good day and leave.
Say be gone.
Yep.
She did.
Did she like whoosh her hand like shoot?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll after that I'll reconvene with the party. After taking care of that.
Yeah, you'll probably find them at the archive. Speaking of which,
Does he know the way to the archive is the question.
well, the archives are pretty obvious.
Fair enough.
Big ass neon signs that say archive.
Might as well be. Yeah, you head to the archives, which are located right next to the central governing seat of power. And you go inside, and it's like magic. The water is basically torn away from your flesh and clothes as you enter.
Why
Leaving
do
you
you feel
dry.
like that?
Because it's fun.
Yeah, water is torn away from our flesh and clothes as horde building is cast on all of us.
Well, water and books aren't good, or water and paper aren't good.
Well, yeah, it's the way that Josh said it,
Yep.
True.
making
Trying
it
to
sound
make it more fun.
well, water is torn from your flesh makes me think of desiccation, not just drying.
Yeah. You
But yeah, that's why you said it like that, you piece of shit.
Yep. So you enter in through the first set of doors where the magic takes hold. Then there is another set of glass double doors that you enter in through and find a woman sitting at a table at a counter. And as you enter in, she looks up at you and goes, welcome to the archives.
I have to remember why the fuck I wanted to come here. It's fine.
What can we help you with?
Ed, did
Yeah,
you remember?
just no. Yeah, just kind of approach. I was wondering if maybe in the archives of the town there might be some mention of a tomb that may have randomly appeared or disappeared.
That sounds terrifying.
I agree.
Within the town itself?
Not necessarily within the town, maybe just within the area that the town controls. Potentially in the graveyard, even.
Not something I've heard of, but the books know more than me. I'll be right back. And she gets up and just kind of wanders off for a few minutes. A short while later, coming back, and it's like, surprisingly, yes, we do have a book on the topic.
Oh. Is there any process I have to go through to be able to see that, or?
Well, the process of renting a book from us is 1 gold per hour.
All right.
When you are finished reading, you just close the book and say done, and the book will return to us.
Oh.
Very nice.
I'm assuming payment is owed before the book is checked out.
No, actually, the payment would just be automatically taken from you each hour you possess it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
At the beginning of each hour.
That is
Well,
scary.
yeah.
Because
at
it
the
makes
beginning of each
sense.
hour. Yeah, exactly. Oh, all right.
Late fees? Who needs?
Yeah, right.
And if you run,
well,
and if you run out of gold, they start taking your teeth.
oh god.
No, they start taking years off your life.
Even better.
Shit.
No, when
Okay.
when you run out of money, the book returns automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been more fun to start taking teeth.
God, I hope I don't have to spend that long reading this book. That's terrifying.
That's
Time to pick up speed reading.
It's a good thing I have good intelligence. Yeah, okay. I mean, that works for me. So, yeah.
All right. And she hands you the book, and right away you hear ka-ching.
As my purse gets a little lighter.
Yep.
Also, was there a man that came by looking for similar information relatively recently? Maybe not relatively, within the last couple of years, if you remember.
No, I haven't remembered anybody coming to collect knowledge on such a topic.
Okay. Okay. How big is this book?
Couple 100 pages.
Okay, so like an afternoon's worth.
Yeah, it's a good read.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah, that's all I can think of for right now. I know there was another reason, but I can't remember what it is, so it wasn't that important, I guess. So yeah, that's me. Gonna start reading this shit.
And better now than never.
Exactly.
I don't know how to word this without sounding dumb. Because my brain doesn't want to do the thing.
I mean, we can figure it out.
Big sea creature thing.
Big.
Might not.
He's looking for information on the thing that might have killed the Silver Maiden.
Yes, thank you.
See, I thought we figured it out.
I just didn't want to say it sounded dumb.
Has sounding dumb stopped us from saying stupid shit before?
No.
I don't know what your hang up is then.
You're looking for knowledge on elder sea creatures.
Please.
We do have actually quite a selection of various topics that include such creatures. Is there one specifically you're looking for?
Got a name.
Hmm?
Said I don't think we got a name.
We didn't. I'm trying to
I'd
think
get
of
a
like
name.
the time. I'm trying to think of like the time period that he was talking about. See if that could help narrow it down any.
I didn't write that down.
It was literally all we know is during one of the Sarnathi fucking wars. That's it. That's all we fucking know, and there was a lot of them.
Was it during the Great War?
Possibly?
It was during the Great War.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because like the other ones aren't really of note. That's like the only real big one.
Right, but if you just say like, oh, during the Sarnath War. Well.
Yeah. Oh, honey.
It's just been a couple of those.
Yeah, there's been a few of those, baby. You sure? You sure?
Okay, so anything specifically around that time? Because I don't even have a good description of this fucking thing either, so I can't.
Correct.
Well, yeah.
Let me see what I can find. And she will walk off. About a minute later, she comes back and it's like, "You're looking for information on the Psyshek, correct?"
Possibly, yes? I wasn't really given a name.
Well, based on the timeline that you've given me, it makes the most sense. Same as before, 1 gold per hour.
Okay. Is there, like, papers and stuff I could use to write shit down?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, yeah. I scamper off my book after accepting terms and conditions.
Ka-ching!
Acceptable!
What can I help the rest of you find?
Yes. Well, I am seeking information about a gargantuan 6-winged creature, a large bird, that I believe may or may not have an association with storms.
Oddly specific. Let me see what I can find. And she walks off.
Right.
Returning a
Wait
few minutes
patiently.
later with no information. So yeah, we
Well,
don't have any information on this gargantuan bird species.
well, great trade. Thank you for looking.
You're welcome.
I'm looking for any books you may have with lesser known alchemical recipes or rare maps.
We definitely have rare maps. Alchemical recipes aren't really specialties of ours. Maps, we do have. How
Are
rare?
Well, let me also ask this question, and then I'll get to your question. Is there a way for me to acquire copies of these maps?
Yes, we can sell copies of them.
Do you just have like a map room I can go look at?
Yes, we do.
That one.
There goes all her money.
Which isn't a lot. Can I just rent the map room by the hour?
Yes.
Is it the same cost to rent the map room as it is to rent a book?
It's much more expensive.
Yeah, I figured. What's much more expensive?
It's 100 gold an hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
on.
I can't help you with that. That's like all of my money.
I need Attribute to come back with my money.
You need a
Well, that's going to take a day.
I know.
Bitch better have my
Even
money.
then, you're looking at maybe 4 or 5 hours after everything's said and done.
Oh, Josh, you got rid of my Agnes character sheet, didn't you?
I did not delete it. I archived it.
Oh, can you unarchive it for me?
Because she needs money.
No, it's not
Yeah.
money. I moved almost everything over, but there was one thing I did not move over, and I was looking for it on my character sheet, but I don't have it on Briar's. There it is. Come here. Oh, yeah, there. Go. I don't know if I have to move any else of that over, so I'm just going to leave that there for now. Okay, so if the map room is 100 gold an hour, is like looking at a singular map follow the same as like a single book?
Depends on the rarity of the map.
What's the rarest map you have?
Map of the Underdark.
Oh, yes. How much does that cost to look at?
100 gold.
Could you imagine the same cost as the whole fucking map room?
Just to glance at it, 100 gold.
How long is a glance, though?
1 hour.
How long is a glance? Well, it's probably shorter than a Tory smidge.
No, the Underdark map is 75 gold to look at.
I guess 58 with the maps.
Okay. I'll be straight with you. I am a map enthusiast. However, I have 5 gold to my name.
However, map enthusiasm is not a great career.
It is unfortunate. Luckily, that might change, and then I'll be able to come back and look at the whole map room. But could you procure me, say,
5 gold worth of map.
5 maps?
Could you imagine?
Can I get 5 maps that I could look at for like an hour a piece, for a gold a piece, that aren't of the selection of maps that I currently already have, which I list for her.
I can get you one map that you don't have for
Deal.
that price.
I'll take it.
She like reaches down and pulls out a map and hands it to you. You hear ching 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 ching,
As I go completely broke. Nice.
and you
And that's when
find a
it
map
turns-
of the archives.
I saw that coming.
The
That's so
map
cruel.
room is 75% of the archives.
Oh,
Located
Oh,
directly
I
in the
love it.
middle.
that's
It
why
is-
it's 100 gold a
It
fucking
is
hour.
a 4-story room
Ooh,
that is a 3D model of the entire continent.
that's amazing.
Josh, you're starting to make Tori drool. You might want to put it back a little bit.
My mouth hasn't actually closed. It just like fell
hearing
open
this,
and then didn't.
like, hearing this, real good to come up with that. I would. How much would it be to just? Could I get a price on maybe a half hour in the map room?
50 gold.
Okay, and I'm gonna hand her 50 gold.
Alright, and she claps her hands and you just vanish. And you are
Damn.
teleported into the map room, standing right at the entrance, which is just, as you glance at it, a painted door.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I'll
on
just...
your wrist, you see a small circle appear that starts slowly getting smaller.
Okay. I'm going to go inside and see if I can find the location of Everhold.
Ooh, it better look fast.
Alright.
Yeah. I gotta move.
Want to see some real speed?
Meow.
Nyum.
Make an investigation check.
The question of that was what got me.
Oh no.
Come on.
Ooh. That's rough, buddy.
That is rough. Very rough.
I didn't see
Yeah,
what it was.
+7 to investigation, and this is what I fucking get.
You
Yeah.
In my world.
you
Almost like you should have taken someone with you to help you.
as you
Yeah,
stand
that would have
at
cost
the,
me an extra 50 gold. Wouldn't have been worth it.
as you stand at the base of this model, you glance and you walk around it and you glance and you're like, oh, maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. So you go over and you climb up a ladder and you look at it from the next tier up and you look around and you're guessing you're somewhere right about the upper underdark / lower like cavernous area. And you're like, okay, this is good. And you go up another one and you glance around and it's the lower portion, like where some of the lower cities are, sea level. You glance, you can see Silverton off to one side. And you walk around, not finding anything. And you go up to the next level, the 4th level. And you see the whole topographical map. Tundra. Pretty flat and empty. Other than you can see the remnants of civilization on the southmost point of the continent. You can see a mountain that kind of stands on its own, and then the mountain range that courses through the rest of the tundra to the north.
So even this map doesn't have it.
Not from what you can see.
Ugh. This is disappointing. Well, I'm assuming that I know that I may not be getting the best look considering I have a time crunch, and I'm not entirely certain where I would need to look specifically to find it anyway.
Yeah,
So,
you do
uh,
find various what look to be cave entrances, but nothing that's like a pocket that would be that fits the description of what you've known Everhold to be.
Well, if nothing else, I will make note of where those cave entrances are and hope that I can make it back here at a later date to maybe take another look and maybe hopefully find something I might have missed this time around.
Alright, fair. Yeah, and as your investigation comes to an end and the circle on your wrist vanishes, you are deposited right back where you left.
It's like mid climbing down when it does it, so it's just.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just find a comfy place to wait for my companions to finish up whatever it is they're doing and kind of be left with my thoughts for the time being.
I would also point out that you did see hanging from various portions of the map were various scroll cases that you can assume are linked to those areas. So they are maps of those areas.
Okay. Did I see one near where the Tundra was? Or like near where any of those caves were?
A few in that area, but without paying to look at them, they were not lowered for you.
Hmm. How much would it cost to look at those maps?
Depends on the map.
Alrighty. Well, I would want to look at, is there a single map that has at least more than one of those cave entrances on it, or are all three of those cave entrances on separate maps?
Well, the way that the Tundra is broken up is you can get like a topographical map of it, but it's broken up by section. So like the broken portion down to the south is its own map, and then the island to the right is its own map, and then the portion to the north that bleeds into the plains is its own section.
And where all the caves
organized?
Okay,
they're all spread out.
Then,
Like across.
they're all spread out.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a huge because I have to save at least 130 of my gold for when I get back to Brand. I'm down to 152. What's the cheapest one of those maps?
That would be the one linked with the plains.
And how much is that one?
Northernmost. That one is 20 gold.
Okay.
To just look at it for an hour.
Yeah, you know what? I might as well. I don't have any better leads, so yeah, I'm going to take that map and I'm going to look at it for an hour.
Okay. You hear 20 chings as your gold is taken from you.
Alright.
The refreshing sound of silence.
Okay. Seems like everybody's satisfied with the knowledge that they've recovered from the archive.
Yeah. Whatever knowledge that may be.
Yep. Brava, it takes you about 3 hours to read your book.
Fair.
Edward, yours takes 5.
That's fine.
Breland, I'm assuming you only glance at the map for an hour.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so much like the books, you can roll it up and then just say done.
Okay. Yep, I do that.
All right. The map of the tundra in the north portion. There are a few cave entrances along the mountains, one of which you recognize because you were there. There isn't really anything past the mountains to the east. You know, it's pretty wide open flat land. Apart from, you know, a small cave here, a small cave there. Nothing that really would catch your attention as being Everhold.
Okay.
So you're pretty certain wherever Everhold is, it's not in the northern portion of the tundra.
Well, that at least puts me one step closer, kinda. So I'll take it.
Edward, your book contains a great deal of information. In regards to Donahan's Cairn.
Okay.
Which is the only known traveling crypt. That's the easiest way to put it. It disappears randomly and reappears somewhere else randomly.
Okay.
Nobody's really certain where it came from, because there have been reported sightings of it on other continents. Sarnath has seen it a few times. It's been down in the tundra up in the north. It's been found at the bottom of the lake. So it's pretty random where it goes. So pinpointing its exact location is almost impossible.
Got it.
And this is all mostly speculation that it's all the same place.
It's mostly speculation that each one of these settings has been the Cairn.
Yep.
Got it. And it doesn't stay like an average stay time, like it might be there for years, it might only be there for a day. No one ever sees it appear or disappear, it's just there and then gone.
Yep. People recall basically vagueness about it, like I swear it was underwater, but they can't exactly remember where. So it's, you know, if it was in the tundra, they'd say, yeah, it was in the snow area, but that's all that they can seemingly remember.
Got it. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's a pretty descriptive book about a whole lot of nothing. Basically,
it's a descriptive book of theory.
Yeah.
But nothing, no concrete evidence.
Yeah, it's a lot of like sighting reports from various individuals, but nothing ever describes what's possibly inside.
Got it.
So you're like, yeah, there is this weird building somewhere in the south where the snow is. And then they would go on to describe what it looked like. And then, hey, I saw something similar in, when I was diving underwater somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all speculation and he said, she said kind of stuff. But stories and sightings, basically. Yep.
Got it. Okay. After getting as much as he can, not really answering many questions besides a potential name, just kind of closes it. Alright, I suppose I'm done. I'm not getting anything else here.
Poof. Rava.
Me.
Your book contains what little information is known about the Psycheck.
Psycheck.
Yep.
The side check.
That's how. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Goes on to say that the creature that humans have named the Psycheck, in kind of cooperation with the Sarnathi Empire, this creature has mostly been disruptive to military arms. It doesn't really attack trade vessels, like, ever. And it seems to go dormant for roughly 100 years or so before waking up again. And it's usually only awake for about a dozen years.
You goddamn kids starting to fight on my lawn again!
It pretty much solely feeds off of other sea life, and people that have reported seeing it, encountered it, it's rumored that it can actually communicate telepathically.
Oh, Jesus.
But it is known to have its own language of communication as well that very few people have been able to interpret.
Okay. Okie dokie. Anything else?
That's pretty much what you gather from it, because everything else is a lot of sighting reports and descriptions of the beast, which match what your people have said about it as well.
I don't remember what that is.
All rumors.
Yep.
Big monster.
Big fish-like monster.
Eat crunchy noms.
Cool.
Ah.
Okay. I close my book and go done.
And it disappears.
Since everyone else is still kind of doing their thing while I'm gonna start writing a letter to send to my brother to send home.
Okay.
Yeah. Chill out. Hang out. Judge Breyer as she freaks out over her one map.
You don't think I take down and memorize the entire layout of this archive during my 1 hour with this fucking map?
Yeah, you kind of
I
look
do.
fucking crazy doing it, though.
Oh, yeah.
You're just sitting there staring at it, trying to memorize everything, and you're getting you're getting it down pretty good, and then she just takes it from you and goes, "Time's up."
Eh.
You're getting it down and then crushing headache.
Just like that, you forget all of it. Just kidding.
Oh my god, that'd be so
That would be so mean.
That would be so. That'd be horrible.
It's a pretty simple layout, so pretty
Yeah.
easy to remember.
It's funny, I'm sitting here thinking, I kind of want to offer Briar 15 minutes in the map room to pay for it. just for those 15 minutes.
She just like looks at the spot where
Man.
Reelan like disappeared, and she's just like,
15 minutes in heaven. At least for her.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Rob is
gonna
gonna
do it.
get us up, and then like after a minute of like writing, she's gonna sit there and be like, "If you write where this goes to, I'll pay for us to go into the map room for a half hour." Basically, she just wants you to address it for her.
Wait,
we
what,
could also.
I have to do something? What?
If you address the letter for her, she'll pay for it. You both go into the map room for a half hour.
I have to address what letter? Huh?
The letter.
Sorry.
She's writing a letter.
Yeah, after she finished with her book, she started writing a letter to her brother, but like common's not her first language, so she doesn't want to be judged by the other people. So if you like
I can write you a letter.
address it for her, yeah, fuck it.
Room.
She just needs someone who writes gooder words than her.
I do write good.
Okay, you write the gooder words on where it goes, and I pay for map room.
Do you want to do the letter like later when we go back to the inn, or now?
I mean, either or, I don't really care as long as it just gets done.
Oh, we can do it later. I don't want everyone to have to like sit around and wait for us as we like do all the things right here, right now.
Yeah, no, fair. Let's go.
Okay, we still have 5 hours for Edward, so
She like
There's
goes up to the
definitely
counter.
At this point.
Can I pay for both of us for the map room for a half hour, please?
I suppose.
It's 100 gold, right? Or
Correct.
hands are 100 gold.
All right.
Whereas
And
like
you are-
dancing on her tiptoes, she's like,
You are both whisked away to the map room. And much like Reelan, you find yourself standing at a painted door. Doesn't actually open.
you literally just tossed an 8-year-old into a toy store.
I know what I did.
I just got thrown into a ball pit, but all the balls light up and like fucking.
You are standing on the ground floor of this 4-story map room. Currently staring at the lowest known point of the continent.
I sprint to the top, and then start working my way down.
All right, you climb up 3 ladders to be on the 4th floor. As you glance around this literal 3D model, like it is built and assembled, like a giant map. Got anything specific you're looking for, or are you just looking?
You know, I didn't think I was gonna get to come in here, so I didn't really prepare what I would want to look for.
I wasn't sure to get this far, man.
Yeah, this is just our continent, right? That this map is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll definitely take a closer look at New Sarnath, just in general, because we only paid to look at like the main map and not the specific maps. So.
Yep. Yeah, you glance over at the topographical map of Sarnath. Yeah, it has its own mountain range that extends along most of the southern portion of the island. You see some caverns below the island, but not many.
I pull out my map of New Sarnath. Do they look pretty much like spot on?
Yep. Your map being not as detailed, but covering. Your map is basically like, yep, this is here, this is here, this is here. The 3D model is actually shows you more of the landscape and the buildings. Not so much like city buildings, but you can see like lone towers, and things like that across the map.
That's probably like the main city.
Yep.
Yeah, I sort of like mark down on my map. I sort of like add to it little like notes in the sides and stuff. Like, okay, this kind of thing was here, and like this kind of thing was here, and there's a city over here, and that kind of stuff. And I just sort of like add extra to mine.
It's easy enough to do.
Nice. I'd probably spend like half of my time doing that, and then I'm gonna do the same thing.
I would say that you do notice over the northern desert of Sarnath that some of it isn't mapped per se, because it seems to be just covered in a shroud of what looks like sand.
I make note of this. Sand. I don't like sand.
So bad, you're going in the sand.
It's coarse. Sorry.
You're going
yeah.
in the sand. I stop blasting.
Yeah, I'll definitely spend half of my time doing that and like adding to my Sarnath map, and then I will also I'll probably spend like 20 minutes doing Sarnath, and then like my other 10 minutes doing the south, so more of like the Tundra-y area.
Okay.
I feel like Sorry, go ahead.
There's not much in the Tundra to do. However, you can make an investigation check.
Sure. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm also gonna look for Reeland's thing while I'm in here, just so I can potentially lord it over him if I find it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's just cruel.
Hey man, you didn't invite me into the map room, so...
Yeah, so taunt me with the location of my possibly dead grandfather.
I don't know that.
I know where your granddad is.
I'm probably... Here we go. I'm gonna roll worse than you, and it's gonna be great. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I was absolutely hoping for a nat one.
I was too. I was like, man, God, the D&D dice gods are gonna curse me right here and just like fucking kick me in the teeth.
So you
nat one. What's a Tundra?
So you glance in the Tundra area, and you're trying to remember the description that Reeland gave all of you of where Everhold could potentially be. And you glance at the central island of the Tundra, and you narrow in on a point that seems similar to a spot on a map that Atramir showed you. And you glance, and you actually do find the City of Thieves.
Oh, hey!
On this map.
It's not supposed to be there. I'm conflicted.
You
so
don't know
if I look at my map, and where, because I think if I remember correctly, Atramir pointed it out to me on my map, and I marked it down, so it lines up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it does line up. It's pretty.
Nice.
It's not exact because Atramir is roughly guessing.
But like, I mean, it's not like he was like super far off.
No, he's not
or
like
something.
like 5 miles off. He was pretty close overall. And you find linked to that city is a section that almost seems like an add-on.
Huh.
And it's pretty reasonable to assume that probably Everhold.
It looks like we have reason to go to Cardinals now.
And
does seem like there are multiple tunnels that lead to it from various directions.
Can I sort of like mark down on my map tunnel locations?
Roughly.
Yeah, not like perfect estimates, obviously, but at least like general, like kind of here, kind of here, kind of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing this like really fast, so I'm not expecting perfection from my super fast notes. Like the scribble that I've like put onto my maps is probably like no one could probably read it but me, just because of how like fast I'm trying to write things down.
Yeah, you're doing
it's
this
like
all in
doctor.
about 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like me writing. This is like a doctor writing a prescription. It's just like squiggles that are.
It's quick. It's done. Can anyone else read it? No.
Yeah.
The scribbles on these maps are about what Tori's notes would have probably actually be if trying to do this in 30 minutes.
Probably. It would be total chicken scratch.
So,
There is pretty... like... It's pretty obvious that there's one that would link up to the surface. Near Cardinals. But there's no actual, like, surface entrance for it. So...
Okay.
Based on Corbin's story, that checks out.
All right. I like to imagine I'm just like furiously writing as I'm like locked as we're like teleported out. Didn't stop.
yeah, Ron was just kind of wandering around the Silverton area the entire time.
Yeah. You
Just admiring how
you get a
detailed
good
it
image of the silver mine that expands quite a while around Silverton.
Through the seafloor.
Yep.
Yeah, she kind of just like talks to herself as she just kind of wanders around. She just goes, "That's where my brother started everything. That's where this happened." Just kind of like memory walking it.
That's where I died. What?
That's where I hid for 2 hours from my dad.
That's where I hid for 3 hours.
From my brother.
That's where I hid for 4 hours because it was funny.
Yeah. Just kind of basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and after half an hour, you are deposited back where you came from.
All of this with the background noise of Briar just like fiercely like, "Oh my god, what's
Like scribble, 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 scribble. You hear her like muttering under her breath
Just
like the whole time.
aggressive quill sounds.
Yeah. Even as we're teleported out, she's just like still going, trying to like anything that she can possibly remember before she forgets, and she's like scribble, 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 scribble.
Aggressive quill sound. Wav.
Yeah. She like holds it out, waits until it's all dry before she like rolls it back up and puts it in its scroll case for safekeeping, and then she like walks over and just bear hugs Rafa.
You liked it then? Oh shit, I need to get
Like she's coming up
She's
for air.
just now starting to breathe.
Yeah. Somehow she's held her breath for 30 minutes. I mean, she's a vampire. But also,
Mama back the best she can.
You can't say the memes are not true, Ryan.
about what?
What?
I'm confused now.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Laura, I sleep. Maps, real shit.
Yeah.
That's just how we summon Briar.
Shake a scroll case. It's like a
yeah.
cat with like whiskers treats.
Well, yeah. We shake a scroll case and say that holy people are doing bad things. And just breaks the
Open
wall.
door.
Burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. Where?
Like Dora the fucking Explorer. Map? Did someone say map?
Hey, Briar, holy people are ripping up rare maps. The fuck?
Oh god.
I'll kill him! Anyways. So after another hour and a half.
Yep.
During that time, she just asked if you would address the letter for her.
Oh, do you need me to like? Do you want me to like go over it and check
No,
for?
no, it's actually written in Aquan.
Oh yeah, I
just
can't
need
help you with
to-
that.
No, I don't need it. No, just write on. Like she all seals it up, and she's just like right where it goes, so they don't fuck it up and lose it.
Oh, okay. Where am I? Where's it going?
Oh god, what is his official titles? It's not Lord Dorcas as much as I would like it to be.
I mean, I can put that in fine print, so he knows it's from you.
Oh, I sealed it that way.
Okay.
I have a package here for Tony Stank.
That literally one of the best parts of that movie, and it's so simple, but such a gem.
It's the greatest thing.
I just look for an excuse to go, hey, look, it's Stan Lee.
Oh. I think it's like, no, we're just gonna do High Trade Master of Silver. Oh my god, I'm not prepared for this. I don't even have his name pulled up. Of Silverton, oh, that's the wrong one. God damn it.
His Most High Silver Man.
Senvis?
Senvis. I add on to what I've already written.
Well, yeah, like I think like the official full title would be like High Trade Master from Silverton Senvis or some. I don't fucking know.
All right, perfect. That's exactly what
I just
wrote.
always refer to him as Lord Dorcas. So,
And it's going to
High Golf.
High Golf. I was like, I highly doubt this is going to Silverton.
No, this is actually my dad.
Paper. Yes, paper. Paper is great more.
No, I was going to my dad, but he can at least send it and get the actual stuff to my dad without fucking it up.
All right. And I put High Golf. Is there like a specific place in High Golf this needs to go to?
I assume by the information they'd send it to the fucking him.
Oh, okay, fair. I assume if
I
he'll
don't
just
know,
know.
actually. Congratulations, you've helped me send my first letter since I've been on land.
Cool.
Yeah.
I assume they'd send it to the him.
This seems like a fancy enough title that someone's going to get this and know exactly where it needs to go.
Man, I hope so. It'd be weird.
This isn't like you're just sending it to some guy named Bob.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, All right.
Yeah, I know, Bob. Great guy.
Thank you.
Darkalion, is there a postmaster we can take this to?
I'm sure there is.
My last resort, honestly, was just gonna send it with ask the guild if they had anyone they could send it to. Josh?
There are
Live.
carriers that can, like, wandering travelers, basically, that can take the letter. There isn't, like, a dedicated company or anything like that.
There are carriers that can letter.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, the best way to describe it. Honestly, that's the best I got.
It's not official, it's just people saying, hey, I'll do it, and they actually fucking do it.
Yeah.
There are carriers.
Listen, they'll probably get it there faster than I will, so.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Strap it to a pigeon, I guess.
Pigeon bound for high golf.
We'll get there eventually. It's fine.
That's when it turned out the giant six-winged bird just really loves to eat pigeons. Ah, damn it.
No, the giant bird is the carrier pigeon.
That's the
Said
express.
she cut the reel and having a giant anxiety attack.
Yeah, no fair. I don't know. I guess whenever we leave, we'll take it to whoever the fuck helps organize that shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Is everybody finished in the archives then?
I think so.
I would guess so.
I've done all that I can think to do.
So yes.
Where to next? I guess Atramir shows up, like, partway through that.
Yeah. Come by and tell Briar, give her a day, and we'll have our money.
Okay. You get like a receipt or something? Or is this like a take it at face value that I'm gonna get my stuff?
Do you have a paper trail?
You think us, a bunch of criminals, would leave a paper trail?
I mean, I don't expect it to be like from shady dealer to shady dealer, but you know.
Look, they gotta find somebody willing. They gotta find somebody willing to buy the stuff first. These are, hot items considering the nature of the whole church that fell.
I don't see how they're hot items. The church just doesn't exist anymore.
How many people are gonna want to touch that? It's a very niche market for, fallen church religious paraphernalia.
I mean, they can literally just turn the silver into something else. Same with the dagger.
Just give it a day.
Honestly, the obsidian statue is probably the thing that's the most kind of stuck as it is.
Yeah.
And they can just lie about who the statue's of, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's of my best friend, Jim.
Jim Bob.
Why is he stabbing himself? Look, he's a weird guy.
Don't kink shame him.
Don't kink shame me!
I'm just messing with you, Atramir. I trust you.
Yeah,
But if I
believe it.
don't get my stuff back, then you're just in debt to me.
Oh, don't worry. I'll break some legs to get you your money.
A debt of blood now.
Don't worry, you'll get your money anyhow. If I have to break legs and extort, I will have to.
1,300 pints worth of
He says, as we're in front of, an official.
I assume that we're not having this conversation directly in front of the front desk.
I would assume not.
That would be dumb.
I mean, we've done stupider shit.
So, what'd y'all find?
Maps?
You say that like you're so bored.
So many maps.
No, that's a...
yeah. That's Briar upset that she didn't have more time.
What, do you want, what's going on with you?
So many maps. Not enough coin.
Money. Yeah. Not enough coin, which means not enough time.
She
Do you
could
want
spend a
anything?
day in there.
Do you want an advance on your allowance?
Allowing?
It just like looks at you like she like squints and she's like, "I'm not your child."
That's patronizing.
I feel like, excuse me.
Bitch,
She might call you Fridge, but she don't call you Daddy.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I saw it.
More psychic
I
damage.
hate it.
So did I.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I had to like it.
So glad
God,
you're
I
my
hate
friend,
it.
Josh.
Thank you, thank you.
Someone has to be.
Whoa!
Getting
What do you
spicy.
need? Like, what do you need? 130?
It's fine. I was in there earlier, and like I can always go back.
I mean, if you're offering a second look in the map room and you wouldn't mind handing out a loan, I'd actually wouldn't mind taking a second look, but that's up to you.
We'll give you 15.
Works
That'll
for
be
me.
enough for.
You can keep your money, Atramir. I don't want you getting swindled out of your money. I found what you're looking for, Reelan.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Can
really.
you tell me more, please?
I mean, I could.
Just tell him.
Wow.
If not, he's not gonna let you. He's not gonna let you alone until you tell him.
15
No,
gold.
no, she chooses not to tell me. That is her own business. It just also tells me a lot about her character.
Do we really need to get into this now?
He says he's the one who always wants to leave it alone, but you know.
I never once said I wanted to leave this specific thing alone. I have been very serious about wanting to tackle this head on.
Okay, guys, we're
This
in
is
an
my
archive.
most important task.
This is a
Sure.
very public setting. Can we not get into this now?
Yeah, this is the archive. We can save this for the end.
We can either settle it here, like just with simple information exchange, or we can just take care of it somewhere else.
I wrote it down on my map. I can show you when we get back to the end.
Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you?
Can we,
Wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it.
Just so snarky all the time.
civility? Civility, please?
I'm being civil.
I thanked her. How much more civil do I need to be?
You're the one who came out here and was like, they're attacking your character.
Can we? Leaving the room and heading back to the. I'm just leaving the room and heading back to the.
As you guys are standing there conversing with each other,
Atramir's just like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I do not want to have to deal with 2 more children.
I'm done. Anyways, go ahead, Josh.
as you guys are having this conversation, the door to the archive opens,
Uh-huh.
and then the other door opens,
Uh,
and then a few minutes go by, and the inside door opens, and the other door opens.
I'm concerned.
There was
Tell
nobody
you to
there.
get the fuck out.
The doors are just opening. Are they closing or they're just opening?
Oh yeah, they're closing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, we're standing the fucking automatic sensor thing with the fucking magic.
No, there's no automatic sensor for the doors. You had to push them to get in.
So they're just opening and closing. That's weird.
I'm unsettled, so I'm gonna keep leaving.
I'm gonna like look over at like the cleric and be like, is this normal?
What?
The doors just opening and closing, but like no one's coming in or out.
No. That would not be normal.
Okay.
Doesn't
Has
seem
that-
to have noticed it.
Is it still happening?
Nope.
So they basically activated like someone walked in.
Yeah, well, they're not
Or-
automatic doors.
well,
so you have to
but-
push them or pull them to get in.
But it seemed like someone walked in. We just didn't
Correct.
see anyone.
You never saw
didn't
anybody.
Hear anything?
Yes.
And you said the inside door too?
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's
whoever
like
it is,
somebody
would
went
be
in to the
inside.
first set of the doors, and then into the second set of doors, and a few moments later came back out.
I point
Okay.
that out to the clerk. Then I'm like, somebody went in there and like left.
Well, no, like they entered the foyer,
And left.
not necessarily the back room of the archives.
That would be impressive.
If I'm understanding this right, am I?
Yes. Yeah, they were
Okay.
only in there for a couple minutes. Max,
Yeah, so-
which
yeah,
isn't
so-
enough time to get around the archives.
Yeah. So they basically just entered where we are, and then we're here for a couple of minutes and then left. So it's not like they snuck in.
Well, I mean, someone technically snuck into here and left,
Correct.
which is still weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Unless that's a really strong fly that forced open a door.
Then I'm with Briar on this. Shit's weird.
Is it still raining?
No.
Yay.
Yeah, should be better now.
Puddles!
Is anyone missing anything? Did anyone get invisibly pickpocketed while we were arguing? What?
I check my pockets.
Yeah, let me check
Yeah.
my belongings.
Pocket check.
Pocket check!
Yeah, I guess.
All right. You all check your pockets, and none of you are missing anything.
Cool.
I go over to the clerk. I'm like, "Are you missing anything?"
That doesn't-
She's like feeling
Yeah.
around. She's like, I swear I had my keys on me.
Oh no!
I knew it.
Mm,
That doesn't seem good.
No. I think I'm concerned as to what may be going on here.
I have a suspicion, but I'm not going to say it while we're in the room.
That the clerk was just robbed in broad daylight, and then someone's gonna come back here when the archive is closed to rob the archive.
Yeah?
I really don't know why you had to keep that a secret. I think that's what everyone's thinking.
I think they took
Yeah, I
the
was
keys.
gonna say, why
and-
wouldn't we say that?
I think they took the keys, grabbed what they wanted from a specific room, and then left.
Well, they only
Possibly
have
Way too
with the
fucking
keys.
quick.
That's,
Not if
Maybe
they
they
knew
knew
what they
right
were
where it was. Yeah.
that's
Well, I
also
mean,
presuming
this-
they move at the same speed we do.
well, the smart thing would then to be return the keys, because then it would look like nothing happened. Why would they keep the keys? Now that they know,
Because maybe
then
they're
somebody
not
definitely
done.
know.
Copy
Maybe
the
they need more than
keys
one
and
You
then
sound like
put-
crazy conspiracy theorists just stand in the lobby.
I mean, ideally, what you do is you copy the keys and then return them onto the person when they least expect them to.
Maybe
That
that's
would
what
look-
they're doing.
That way you have access to the archives at all times.
I look over at the clerk and I'm like, "Are you concerned about this at all, or are we all overreacting?"
Definitely not concerned. No need to panic.
I'm gonna
As she is,
Say, how panicked does this
Insight
clerk look right now?
Inside check.
is an insight check really even required?
No,
Honestly, people don't generally say no need to panic unless they're panicking.
unless there's a need to panic. Yeah, no, she's definitely panicking. Just trying to keep everything under control.
Pank.
Would you like me to go alert some of the night watch?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice.
And I will do so
Ah!
at a brisk pace.
Yeah, you leave to alert the night watch.
If I go look around, like the doors that like we saw open and shut, I don't know. Is there anything there that maybe got left behind? Boot print? Anything?
Nothing at all.
Cool. And there was like no sound. It was just like the doors opened, which made door sounds, obviously.
Yep.
But there was nothing else.
Nothing
No
like
sounds
footsteps?
of footsteps.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah. How
Hmm.
fast was it? Like in the span of the first door opening, and then it opening again
seconds.
when they left. Holy
Holy shit!
That's some fucking haste right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy shit.
Got right in, grabbed the keys, and took off.
Pretty
It
much.
was a very quick in and out.
Haste, invisibility.
The only
fuck.
reason you noticed it is because the doors opened.
But
And we
going
just
to
happened to be
leave,
standing right next to the fucking doors.
Yep.
straight up going to leave, and just the doors open by themselves.
I'm gonna look at Edward and I'm gonna ask him, Edward, is there any magic that can stop time around a person?
That's more of a question for K2. I guess it's theoretically possible.
You're not that. You don't have that kind of doctorate.
Yeah, medicine, not magic.
I'll have
It's-
to ask K2.
Would I have read about any kind of magic that does that?
Yeah. Yeah, you're aware of that very, very, very powerful spellcasters can stop time momentarily. But you're guessing this isn't the case because you visibly saw the doors open one at a time.
I point this out. And I'm like, I also don't, like... How many times has this happened? You can ask me these questions.
I'm sorry, I just, outside of the old blood thing, I'm not quite certain where your specialty lies. It's not a derogatory thing, I'm just...
I'm a lot like
Say.
K2, just... He shoots from the back, and I smack from the front. And I just
Good to
happen
know.
to have pointy teeth. And want to suck your blood.
Blah, blah, blah.
That was awful.
Blah, 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 blah.
You don't want my blood, I have an iron deficiency.
Hey man, it might taste better.
I'm assuming I found some guards by now.
Yeah, they're pretty well sprinkled around.
Okay, I'd lead them back.
I'm trying to, like, calm down the clerk. Like, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
3 seconds in, 5 seconds out.
Yeah, so you bring the guards to the archive. After kind of briefly telling them what happened.
Yep, and I'd lead them over to the archivist.
Yeah. They have a brief conversation of which they leave you all there to have. Yeah. What do you all do in the meantime?
Imagine we just make our way back to the inn to discuss our moves going forward.
Might not be a bad idea to stick around here for a few more minutes, at least.
Yeah.
In case it happens again
Discuss
immediately.
here as
Here.
well as we could at the end.
Not much we can do here. The fucking keys are gone. Unless you want us to stake out the fucking archives. I'm surprised somebody beat me to the idea first. Out of character.
I mean, maybe.
We're just gonna stand here, like, all day.
I
For a little
offered
bit,
to-
that's what I said.
I offered we just go back to the inn and plan our next move.
Sure.
I'll look over at the clerk and I'll be like, this is where we're staying. We could help you out if ever you need help. Or if people need to be posted up here at night in case the place gets robbed.
We can also vouch that it wasn't your fault to your boss if you need it.
You have plenty of witnesses.
I am the boss.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh!
Well, then you can vouch that none of us did it.
How do I know for sure?
Why would we say
We're all
anything?
just standing here, and also, why would we say anything? She's right.
Yeah.
And also, if we did do it, why would we stick around and offer our services if we did this?
Why would we have paid so much money to get in if we could have just come back tonight for free?
Whomever did this was unseen and unheard.
And I don't think any of us have those capabilities. I'm gonna be
I wish I
completely honest.
did.
She like feels around. She's like, God crap! They took the money too.
Oh.
God damn it.
Hmm.
Well, this is quite the predicament.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, like I said, services offered if needed.
Yeah.
Maybe. It might take you up on that. We'll have to see. The guards are gonna post up overnight, though.
Alright.
All right.
Next session, we just gotta counter heist a heist.
No, we're just going to counter a heist. We're not going to rob the people who rob in the place.
No.
No, we're gonna kill him. No.
I mean, it all depends. Well, we don't know.
Hey, that would satisfy the conditions I would feel comfortable making a thrall out of.
I mean, I doubt Tori would, object to counter heisting a heist.
I'm always down for heisting. Great. Super fun times.
Right.
Why would we
let's,
steal from the archive?
It wouldn't be.
I don't know,
It
man.
wouldn't
You
be
see
for
that? We're not stealing from the archive. We're stealing from the people who stole from the archive.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're stealing things that don't belong to the archive, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I love the moral reasoning that Reelan has.
Well, we
Yeah,
can't.
anyways.
Like, if we're stealing from thieves,
Edward's just like, oh god. I
To the
don't know
inn!
what's going on.
We should probably
To the
go
inn.
let K2
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah. Catch him
As I
up
walk,
and listen.
Rava just splashes in puddles every now and then. Splash. Splash.
Is it my
Yes.
turn now?
It is.
Do your thing.
Finally.
Is that a yes, Josh?
Yeah.
Alright. So, what K2 has been doing this entire time, basically, want to start, well, I guess I would first, try to get an understanding of the, capabilities of Greta. Like, she mentioned the hag was teaching her magic, so I kind of wanted to get an idea of what level of magic she's at, and then just kind of build from there.
Okay. Yeah, she only really knows basic cantrips. She's not a very experienced mage.
Right?
So she knows like Firebolt, Thaumaturgy, and Prestidigitation.
She's already more powerful than most of the people I went to school with.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying to think about.
I mean, I wasn't much different at her age, but whatever.
Yeah, she knows no first level spells or anything, so.
Alright. Then I guess for her, I'll start teaching kind of more practical magic, as well as I guess the understanding the mechanics of magic, because I'm guessing that she just kind of does it and doesn't quite understand it yet, like what goes into the magic process.
Correct.
Yeah. So, I'll start teaching her that. That way, it's not just I don't know. I just do things. I know the hag said that Henry was too weak for magic. K2 thinks that's bullshit. And so he also wants to see what Henry's aptitude for magic is.
He doesn't know how to cast spells. He, like, from what you can tell, he understands what magic is, but doesn't know how to cast.
So we got the knowledge of magic in Henry and the ability to do magic in Greta.
Correct.
Got it.
So they just need to fuse, and you got one apt wizard.
Yeah, right. So then, for Henry, it's more just finding a way for him to cast, because, I mean, anyone can do magic. The problem with these idiots at school is that they just keep on trying to do it the way that people before them have done it. They need to find a way that works for them. And so I want to work with Henry to find a means for him to cast.
It'll be great, because you'll find a way to cast without using vocal components.
Yeah.
Because he ain't got no tongue.
I had the idea. I thought it would be really cool of like a mage who they satisfy the vocal components just by whistling.
Well, yeah, he could do that.
Yeah. I found mixed
Or sign language.
right, sign language. I found a lot of people like that one. I found a lot of mixed opinions online on whether or not you should be able to whistle with it without a tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'd be able to.
I say, fuck it.
So that's just me. Like,
think
my
you could
opinion
whistle
probably don't
without a
count for
tongue.
shit, but
Like I said, mixed opinions.
We'll find out as you're training him to cast magic.
Yep. Yeah.
Say, make an intelligence check.
Does Arcana help at all with this?
Not really, because you're not trying to understand magic or magic properties.
Alright. Yeah.
It's definitely
I'm assuming that's a fail.
not necessarily like a fail, like you're
Oh, okay.
successfully teaching them.
All right.
It's just about pace.
Oh, sure.
Because they're capable of learning, so it's not like trying to teach a tree how to walk. Like they're capable. It's just pace and more like how well you teach it out the first time. So yeah, you kind of give Henry methods to try to see if he can learn. He doesn't get anywhere today, but he definitely puts in effort, trying both the limited sign language that he knows, and the whistle tactic, but he's not able to cast anything. And Greta tries to like understand better about what magic actually is. Thankfully that one's easier, so she has a better time grasping. It's definitely not an easy day for them, but
Well, I never said it was going to be easy.
right.
All right. Yeah. After a good chunk of that, when it's clear, we've reached the level of progress that we're probably going to get for the day, I'll finish up with something like, I'm a little too tired now to think of what exactly it would be, but like some kind of game that, like, seeing how they're kids they would enjoy, that is like subtly educational.
So an edu game.
Yeah, like those games that we used to play in school to learn how to type, kind of like that.
Mavis Beacon.
Fair. Yeah, K2 is smart enough to, or wise enough, I guess, in this case, to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably like a few games that he played as a kid to build his magical aptitude too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's entirely possible.
Cool.
Spend a few hours doing that.
K2 has helped create this world's equivalent of the first Fisher-Price toys.
I mean, they're not toys. It's just like a fun game.
Well, Fisher-Price games.
Yeah.
A lot of their toys are games, or that are educational too.
Listen, I used to be a camp counselor. I know how this shit works. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we do that for a good chunk of the day. And then I realized that the others aren't back yet. Because nobody ever said anything about going to the archives. They said they were just gonna go to the fucking guild. I was like, God, what's taking so long? I hope they're not in the middle of some dire court case involving Darkelion.
That's right.
God, I hope they're not all dead.
Yeah, it was like, fuck. Maybe I should have gone with them. It's taking this long.
It's like they haven't got a while. Should I be concerned?
Yeah, it's kind of the.
I mean, by this point, it's been like 6 hours, so. Yeah, it's approaching dinner time by now.
Oof. Yeah, that's all day. Kind of want to go looking for them, but at the same time, the addition of the children is still fresh, and I don't want to just kind of leave them alone yet.
Mm-hmm. And you don't know how safe it would be just taking them out on the town.
Yeah, I think about it for a little bit, and I decide if they're not back by morning, then I'll be concerned.
Fair. Alright. Anything else you'd like to do in your hours of time?
Guess I'll read some more Dunamancy.
Fair enough.
I got that. I still need to kind of figure out. I got my own learning to do.
Yeah. Subject yourself to the dry text of High Dunamancy.
It's school all over again.
Find a way to apply the science.
Yeah, Fizzledorf isn't exactly known for his educational and fun teaching.
Yeah, he never went to camp.
No, he did not. Alright. So now that all of you have witnessed a robbery, a theft of keys, what's next on your docket?
Getting back to the inn so the Briar can show me where Everhold is.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's
cut
good.
out. Okay.
Getting back to the inn so Briar can show him where Everhold is.
Okay. Yeah. So the guards remain posted at the archives. You all head back to the inn.
I tell the guards where we're staying, and if they need any help, send for us, if that's even an option.
Okay. And you head back to the inn. You find K2 just kind of hanging out.
It's looking like he
reading his
wants to
book.
die. Just like, ugh.
Okay, yeah, they come in and finally excuse to do something else. Like, oh, you're back.
Oh, you're back.
Throws the book out the window.
I can stop
Lands in a
reading
puddle.
this. I can finally stop reading this dry ass text. Makes Dune look like a fucking entertaining read.
Hey, I read Dune. That wasn't that bad.
I mean, you're still technically reading Dune. It's just Dunamancy.
Ah!
God.
What?
I'm proud
Okay.
of that one for you. That
Okay,
was
more
good.
Silmarillion than Dune.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you been here all day?
Yeah,
Reading?
I was teaching the kids magic earlier.
Hmm.
Taking a break. I don't want to burn them out.
Eva walks by and he's doing a great job. No,
I can't tell
seriously,
if
he's doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just like his confusion. Just, thanks.
I thought we
think-
were doing it like in the privacy of our rooms, not out in like the common room.
I mean, I kind of figured you were still sitting out in the common room.
I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not.
Yes.
I feel like she was genuine.
Get insight checker.
Well,
That's an option.
It's not
Nope.
important. It's not important enough for Edward to really care if she was being insulting
Nope.
or not.
She's the most genuine person on the.
Oh, that's
Knew it.
Yeah, the other two of you. Yeah, she was being genuine.
How did the teaching go?
well. I mean, they each have their obstacles. We'll put it that way.
I suppose
I
that
think-
makes sense.
I think one of them is more obvious than the other.
hmm I think part of it is I'm not used to being a teacher. I also didn't need much teaching myself. I just kind of stumbled into it, I guess.
Innate
So-
talent.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
So-
plenty of other things he can learn how to do if ever he can't do magic. I'm not saying he can't because of, what happened, but if ever it just doesn't happen.
It's
I will say some of the best hunters I've ever known were the men who couldn't speak.
I mean, the potential is there. Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta
just
unlock it.
Anybody
figuring
can
out
do-
how to navigate his shortcoming.
Yeah.
I guess it might also be important to ask if he wants to.
That
Just
too.
because his sister can doesn't mean he wants to do it too.
I mean, he definitely seemed interested.
I mean, he's right there. You can ask him.
I'm still. God.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm still working out how to.
Broach the subject.
Well, no, hold a conversation.
With someone.
I'm sign language isn't exactly one of my realms of expertise.
I mean, I've taught him yes and no so far.
Yeah. Well, seeing how apparently he's standing right behind me.
That actually, if you don't mind, say I would actually like to approach. What his name is Henry.
Yes.
I'll bring Fenny over. I'll go over to Henry. I'll be like, "Do you like animals?" Like you can nod or shake your head.
He points at Fenny.
Hmm?
He points at Fenny.
Yes, Fenny is my best friend in the whole world. And I tamed him and taught him everything he knows. And if you would like, I can teach you how to work with animals too.
He points at Greta and starts laughing.
Wow. God damn.
I feel like that was a bird on Greta.
Just give him
He
like
grabs the mirror and he flinches for a second.
Oh.
just give him sort of the signing of like, is that yes or no?
He's not paying attention.
Yeah, he's more
Being traumatized by the mirror.
Well, yeah, he's more focusing on trying to fuck with his sister and then basically being told, "Bitch, I'll hit you."
How old are these kids?
He's around 10 and she's around 8.
All right. So he's still small enough. Yeah, I'll pick him up. I'm gonna put him on Fenny's back.
Okay, it's about the same ages as Vesic. Same age ranges.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't fight you.
So now let's have Fenny take him for a fun little ride, but not scare him or anything.
Okay. Yeah, then take a ride around the inn.
Yeah, let's not traumatize the child further.
Just gonna have Fenny trot around the common room.
Yeah. I want him to have fun with Fenny, because then if he likes it, I can be like, we can get you your own packed animal, and we can teach you how to have fun adventures with him. Make this kid a great ranger.
He nods his head.
I think he likes this idea.
Okay, so this secret underground forest, we're gonna like dig into this.
Oh, absolutely. Henry, I want you to get accustomed to riding Finny. It will be very important for your training. And then I'll go over to Briar and ask to see the map.
What's the magic word?
Pretty please.
No, the magic word is blood. Yours, gimme.
Yours, gimme.
Pulls out a knife, just shanks him in the.
That's what.
He's so aggressive, everyone. Calm down.
Yeah, even I don't expect that kind of out of nowhere violence from Briar.
He pulls up the scroll case and she's like,
Look,
There's a condition.
there's two great ways to get out of it.
There's a condition?
Good.
yeah,
What on earth could you possibly want from me?
you owe me one.
You want a favor?
Yeah.
I will make the stipulation that the favor is that you cannot ask to drink me or my dog.
Why would I? That wouldn't be the favor. I already told. How many times do I have to mention it to the group? I will only do it if you're willing. Or extremely, extremely desperate and I'm gonna die.
Okay, so I take it this is going to be a if you need our help with something, or specifically Reeland's,
This is what?
there's no choice but to say yes.
I mean, my answer is yes, because regardless of whether or not you told me, if you asked me for a favor, I would give it to you anyway.
Yes, but this is the, like, my choosing my, this is the favor you can't back out of favor.
As long as you aren't planning to humiliate, embarrass, or get me killed, I honestly couldn't care.
I feel
I
like the
make
third,
no guarantees, but
I feel like the third one is just a general line of work. There's no guarantees with that third one.
Well, no,
guarantees
but
on any
there
of
are
it.
situations that one could put one in that would be more likely to lead to death than others.
Look, I'm not gonna actively ask you to walk into a volcano or something like that. Okay?
Yes. As long as it does not conflict with my primary desires and does not put myself, my dog, or the child in danger, we're good.
Why are you bringing the child into this? You think I'm gonna... Honestly, all of you, just... Okay, it might conflict with your morals at some point, because you have too many of them.
Code for stick in the mud.
Say, all I said was it can't involve myself, my dog, or the child getting hurt. As long as that is fine, as long as those conditions are met, then I am fine.
You actually think that I'd want Fenny or the child to get hurt?
Well, love that I'm not included on that list.
I mean, I already told you it might come up at some point that what I need you to do, you might get injured. But I wouldn't actively send Fenny or a child to go get injured.
Can I have just one small question to ask. What is it that you think you would need my help in particular for?
I have no idea. I'm just making sure we get all this cleared up before. So that you can't double back later.
He wants assurances.
Yes. I don't think that I'm asking for all that much.
And I agreed. I said that I'm not going to send Fenny into danger. I won't send a child into danger. That's ridiculous. I can't guarantee you won't be in danger. I don't even know what I'm going to ask you yet. I'm just covering my bases.
If you can't guarantee my safety, then the one other stipulation is just, you cannot ask me to engage in a criminal act.
Gives a long look at Briar, like, does he know who he's with?
If you need me to protect you, keep you safe, travel with you for any specific reason, perfectly fine. If you are asking me to steal something or to kill someone who is not a criminal, the answer is no.
Why would I ask you to kill
Those
someone?
are my
You're a
stipulations.
criminal.
Those are my stipulations.
I can't count out theft. That could come in handy. But
Look,
it wouldn't be
theft-
stealing from the innocent. Achmir, not your deal. Hush.
Do I look like I've ever stolen anything in my life?
You look like you've never even taken an apple.
Exactly. What use would you have for me to steal something? I wouldn't even know where to start.
Listen, as I told you, I might never even ask you of the favor. It's just,
The
Just-
potentiality.
you never know. Look, I can guarantee that of the favor, nothing towards an innocent person shall occur.
As long as I am not committing a criminal act, then fine.
Towards an innocent person, sure.
Do you get to define innocent, or do I?
I mean, I feel like an innocent person's just innocent. I feel like there's not really a lot of sway on that one.
There's gray areas to everything. But I'm getting into semantics. I do not see this as a disagreeable proposition.
Puts her hand out.
I'll shake her hand.
Contract has been sealed.
You have witnesses, so this is technically legally binding. At least in my city.
Add to my inventory 1 favor from.
Conditional. Conditional.
There weren't very many conditions on that, buddy. You let me get almost everything I wanted, so I'll take it.
That's when it turns
I
out.
wasn't asking a whole lot.
That's when it turns out the Briar has also been a Fae this whole time.
Just collecting
God
deals that
damn
everyone
it.
know. No. I'll go over to the table though, and I'll pull out the
Don't have me.
map that I have of the south, and I'll roll it out and like. Funny enough, it's right near the City of Thieves. Like literally, right next to it.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
That's interesting.
That makes a lot of sense given what we run our city on.
Yeah, isn't your city run on Remoraz?
Yep. Heating system, completely run by Remoraz blood.
Yes, no. From what I have been told, which is very little, but from what I read in Grandfather's letter, there is apparently many, many caves that traverse the area of Everhold.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I roll up my map then, put it away.
I will have
we know.
memorized the location.
Alright, we know where it is. I guarantee that we might be able to find somebody who can take us there. Now that we know exactly where it is. Give or take. Hell, I might be able to get in touch with Regis in the city and he'll be able to point us in a more specific direction. Regis being a map friend of mine.
It's been a
Map?
lot of work.
Said the magic word.
Map?
He deals in the more obscure locations.
That's
better.
you're that is right up my alley, buddy.
Obscure locations. Yeah,
Mapgasm.
obscure locate. He deals in obscure locations and places that you probably want to steal from.
Just want to
Look.
steal the map.
He could probably get you a map to the inside of those archives if you wanted to.
Hopefully he's not the one who stole the keys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
K2.
that's-
By the way, we went to the archive and somebody stole the keys. while we were there.
Yeah, we were just in the front room, and they just walked in, took the keys and the gold, no less, and walked out. Nobody saw any.
Guys went to the
Yeah.
archive without me?
No.
It was just a quick pit stop.
We were there for like
6
5
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
You guys have been gone all day. I thought you were like in some like long legal battle over Darkalian's fate.
Oh no, that was super quick.
Oh, so did
Yeah,
we
they
get the
just
Marsh-
no, they tore up the bounty doesn't exist. It never happened.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah. That was the price for Darkalian's peace of mind, was we don't get anything out of this, but that's fine.
Barely an inconvenience.
But yeah, something that made no sound that we could not see got in and out in literally like almost the blink of an eye.
I respect the move.
I think any thief could respect the move.
But you went to the archives without me.
But guys,
Well, there's a strong chance we'll be going back, so we could take you that time.
Like, if this was an anime, K2 would just be in the corner with a little, like, squiggly line ball
Oh, yeah.
over his head.
Drawn circles on the floor.
Because
You know,
what's
for
in
a
the
guy who-
archives about me?
For a guy who doesn't like, learning, you're sure a real big fan of the archives.
Well, he doesn't like theory.
yeah,
He likes
a lot of
learning, he
practical
doesn't
things
like
from books.
theory.
yeah, like his Dunamancy book.
It's just... So, a lot just happened very quickly. Not only did one of the kids just completely decide, I'd rather be a ranger.
I like animals, fuck you, magic!
Yeah, and now also all of his friends went off to the one place he wanted to go to in this city without him.
Oh, buddy.
And someone apparently stole the keys, which is bad. It might mean it's closed now.
I'm just gonna go up and put my hand on K2's shoulder and be like, "Look, we can co-parent."
I don't wanna.
Aren't you already co-parenting with Atramir?
Yeah! This is a strange relationship this group has with these children.
Hey, look, I am of the opinion that little people can never have too many adults that love them.
God, this is a my two dad situation.
It's
Real
right
question.
now.
The real question is, who's Tom Selleck in this situation?
I'm never Tom Selleck.
Hey, too,
Actually,
aren't
yeah,
you
it's
more
yeah, now
broke
it's
than I am.
I don't know. Did we get any money from that hag job?
Well, technically, we haven't completed it yet.
I mean, we
It's
haven't completed it yet.
they've made an argument that there's more work to be done.
No,
About
you
the
guys
hag?
made the argument that there was more work to be done, and he just went along with it.
About the hag? What left could be done? She's dead. You have her severed head.
Well, I thought it was done, and then I looked at Edwin for confirmation, and then he was unsure, and now I'm unsure.
We weren't sent to investigate the hag explicitly. We were sent to find out why people are missing.
My children have gone missing in the woods to the south.
People, not children, explicitly.
That's what it specifies in the quest list.
Oh, I thought those were like two separate things that we hoped were the same thing.
They might be.
No, I mean, like, I thought there was like an explicit, like,
No.
bounty for a hag in addition to the missing people.
No.
No, the hag information was found in the paper.
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
had
yeah.
read.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just we assumed that the hag might have something to do with it, and that's why we looked into it. The other thing I want to try to find is see if maybe we can find this camp that the children said their parents went to. After that, I think we can draw enough conclusion to figure out. I don't want to leave it half done.
Mm-hmm.
So what part of the, I guess, did we find out like what happened with the people that had gone missing since the hag was killed?
My best guess is the cult of the Prismatic Halo, but we found them all dead 3 days past. So
We found them dead 3 days ago? I don't remember that.
we found them dead, but they died about 3 days ago. We found them
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
Yeah.
When was the most recent disappearance?
Were we told that information?
So
Because if the most recent disappearance was before they all died, and there hasn't been any more disappearances, then it might have just kind of solved itself.
it might have, but I don't know.
Your uncertainty will be the bane of my existence.
I'd rather be
Really?
certain than more people go missing.
I feel like this is gonna annoy Reeling in the fact that I wanted us to be done.
I just
want
want
my
to know
diary
if it's
mark.
over or not.
I want my marks, damn it.
Yes!
Why
Well,
don't we
do
just
we
go
have?
find out about the last disappearance?
Yeah, let's find out what happened with the last disappearance. Also, are there any other leads? Did you find anything on the cultists?
No, not explicitly, but the children said that their parents encountered religious people by a camp somewhere out in the forest, or at least close enough by. That's why they ran into it. That's the only other thing I could think of. Maybe they're unrelated, although I guess I doubt it.
And you didn't learn anything else from the dead cultists?
Not explicitly about people disappearing. I mean, they've been here for about a year. People have been disappearing for 8 months.
I'm so frustrated right now. Because K2 doesn't know the information, and Mike does, and I'm trying to get it out of Ryan, but he's not getting the hints.
Ryan, please get the hint.
No.
Damn it, Ryan! Why must you hurt me like this?
Because your pain brings me joy. And also because I don't know what I'm supposed to be getting.
How did they die?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
No, I
That's a
got it
question.
this time. It's just that... I mean, they were killed by something, a black knight, we can assume. That's probably
Oh, there we go.
Corbin.
What makes you say it's Corbin?
Or Corbin related. I don't know.
Oh. Well, anyway, All we have to do is find this Black Knight, and that's another lead into these disappearances. They might be the cause of it. They might have been looking for the person doing it as well and have solved it for us. Either way,
That's
the answer could possibly lie with this Black Knight.
genius. Brilliant, Kato. We need to
How
start
do we
bringing
find the
him with
Black
him
Knight?
Well,
Looks at K2.
that's gonna require a bit more legwork. Going around town, see if anyone's heard any tales of a Black Knight haunting / protecting the city.
I would like to take this opportunity to point out that it's not just the Black Knights that do hauntings and things of that nature.
I got it.
Yeah.
I was more just trying to make a subtle like Batman Dark Knight reference. Fucking the city that has the most skyscrapers on the continent happens to have a Dark Knight that could possibly be protecting it.
Yes, it's also being terrorized by a clown on a daily basis.
Oh shit.
Is there anyone in this town that happens to be named Bruce Bane?
Bruce Bane.
Anyone?
Bruce Wayne.
Or was John Batman?
Very clever, detective.
Oh, thank you, Watson.
Jesus.
As I stroke my non-existent beard. Oh!
Thanks, I hate it. You will lose a level. Just kidding.
Oh god.
I mean, that's fair.
I didn't even participate.
Your laughter was your participation.
I didn't even laugh. I didn't get it.
What, so if we've been gone for like 6 hours, like what time is it now? Like how early did we leave?
Right before dinner time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It is now dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have dinner, and we cut. It's now past dinner time.
Holy crap, that was fast.
whoa.
I just inhaled that. My god. Didn't realize how hungry I was. Holy shit.
I definitely eat my gummies away from the children so that they don't see them.
Who candy?
Ooh, candy.
Yeah.
Mm.
No. They've eaten enough weird shit.
Yeah, no, they don't need this.
Do we want to encourage them to eat more weird shit? Is that what you're getting at?
Make Ren and Henry eat it. They'll eat anything.
Wow.
Although I do consider the fact that I could make regular candy gummies.
I guess.
Mm.
With, sugar and not blood.
What do you mean blood has sugar in it? Blood sugar. Duh.
Is that what you're gonna go with, babe? Really?
Yep.
Since we don't have anything else to do other than sit here in this inn, we might as well just go out and ask around anybody who's out after dinner. Probably have a better chance, maybe even stumbling across this night. At night. Huh.
At night.
I mean, yeah.
So is that the plan? You're gonna wander around looking for this Black Knight?
Yeah.
up any like contacts we have. You know, find out if anybody's heard anything about said Black Knight. Legally distinct.
I wanna check with the kids. Make sure they're comfortable us just leaving them here in this inn.
I mean, I'll stay with the kids if you want to go, if they will accept my presence.
I mean,
Otherwise, we could always take them to the guild hall. They'd be safe there. Plenty of people to protect them.
Could also see if Eva could watch after him for a bit,
Kind of don't know how
if that's an option.
kids.
It sounds like Rava's gonna stay with the kids.
Perfect.
but my investigation buddy. I was gonna say
But
we
I'm
should
offering
split
to
up and cover more ground, and I was gonna ask you to come with me.
And offer you Scooby snacks.
Oh my god.
I mean, I was going to
Alright.
offer the kids the cool necklaces and shit I make, but like,
Okay.
they'll be next time.
It's fine. I'll just go with their Kelly. Let's go, buddy.
Alright, I
Yep.
guess we hit the town.
We
All
really
right.
should split up though to cover more ground. In all seriousness.
But what if the Black Knight is dangerous?
Yeah,
We'll
that's
go-
my
we'll go
opinion.
Then
let's
run
go with
away,
the
We're
bird.
not
little
splitting up
girl,
more than
run
we already
away.
have. We are not splitting up more than we already have.
I was gonna say we could
Alright,
go
I
in
was gonna say
pairs.
buddy system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy system, yeah.
Okay, fine, whatever.
I got dibs on Atramere.
God damn. All right. That at least gives me someone with investigation.
All right. So Atramir and Reelan.
Well, we should split up the two people who can heal. So we definitely shouldn't send Darkelion and Edward together. I'll go
Yeah.
with Darkelion.
Alright.
It'll
I'll
be
go
two
with
groups
Edward.
of three. Me, Reel, and Fanny.
Melee
Edward,
range,
Briar.
melee, range.
What could possibly go wrong?
So much.
It's fine.
He
Look,
says, definitely not foreshadowing anything.
If K2 gets in trouble, it'll be so easy to know where he is. There'll be an explosion.
What do you mean? I said definitely not foreshadowing.
Yeah, or you're not listening. Guys, come on.
You assume that it's going to be K2 that gets in trouble.
I just
I don't
want to
like-
point out.
I don't like your tone, right?
I just want to point out. Now that we're locked in, the two squishiest people are together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you have the most range. Actually, no. Freeland has the most range.
Yeah, I was not
Yo.
really, no. We just have the most
Thanks,
explosive
days.
potential.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure K2 can dish out probably the heftiest amount of kaboom.
That's probably true, yes.
Wait,
Okay.
what about Rava?
Rava's
Probably
the kid.
children.
Is she?
Rava's with
Okay.
kids.
Yeah.
Right. Someone has to stay with the kids.
Somebody wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't here. So
Oh, fair.
yes, I wasn't paying attention.
Somebody wasn't here to pay attention.
Yes,
That's fair.
that's what I said, Joe.
Then off we
Yeah.
go.
All right. So who's going where?
I don't know what we're doing. So
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
You
we're
are-
splitting up to
options.
go.
The party has decided to look for clues in relation to this Black Knight.
Well,
wherever there are demons.
Well.
seeing how it's nighttime and everybody is probably leaving work, bar crawl.
Okay, so,
In the other bar.
so So K2 will hit the local bars.
Bar.
This is the reason why I didn't pair up with K2 because
We would just egg each other on, and then
I
we just
get way too
and
drunk.
lost.
yeah, and then we get pickpocketed again, but I'm already poor and you're poor, so they wouldn't even get anything. They'd get
They
like
just-
a package of glitter out of my pocket, be like, "What the fuck is this?"
No, they take
Great.
blood jello.
Oh,
No,
Well-
the blood, Jello.
I'd almost want them to. Just so they'd be like, "Ooh."
I think Reelan and I can hit his guild contacts and my criminal contacts.
Yes.
Why would you hit them? That sounds like you're just looking to start a fight.
No,
That's
not
why.
Well, you see, it's a euphemism.
Ah, whoa.
Well, Josh, you see, sometimes they're uncooperative, and then
Try
you
not
just
to
have to.
euthanize your contact.
Look, I'm a local. I'm a leg breaker.
Sometimes they get unruly, and you gotta stop.
You gotta predict the leg breaking range that they might go into.
Okay.
I am
anyways.
going
Oh.
to use Darkalion as my guiding beacon because he's from here.
Use the local.
I feel so used.
So I go where he goes. As you should, Joe. As you should.
Just
Oh.
a piece of meat to you.
That's why I
Alright,
picked you,
so-
because that way you get to
Oh.
pick the direction.
Like I have an idea.
Edward, is there any way that, for you to like help with my drunkenness? I need to know before we start, so I know how hard to go.
Like,
Outside of general
remove
advice.
it.
Yeah, like how to remove it after I get drunk.
That is outside the realm of medical knowledge.
I mean, he could take out your kidney.
Wait,
your
can't
liver.
Darkalion do that?
I'm not with Darkalion.
I mean, have we split up yet?
These are already locked in.
Oh, okay.
But we're all
Yeah,
kind of
you guys
standing
had
here
already
not
split
figuring
up.
out where to go.
So
No,
far,
I-
I've got Atramir and Reelan are going to the guild hall, and then K2 and Edward are going to the Spore Tavern.
Are there
And
only
then-
2 taverns in this entire city?
Correct.
Yep.
Wow.
They might just be really big because they're on multiple levels.
Oh, maybe.
This is one of those towns that they don't get a ton of like wandering visitors.
Not a lot of
At least
tourism
not
to
a-
justify
yeah.
more than one tavern.
I've driven through enough small towns to know that bars are usually in excess.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Small
yeah, 'cause
towns,
it's the only
generally
thing they can
they
fucking
do have
do.
is a bar.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's probably just a big bar on multiple floors.
A one
My
bar,
God.
2 church kind of town.
Oh god.
Well, because the ordinance is that to build a bar, you have to have a church.
No, there's like a whole like home brewing permit you gotta get.
Alright, Darkalion, if they're doing the bar and they're doing the guild hall, where should we go?
I don't know.
I don't know. Can you think of somewhere in this town where,
Yeah.
I don't know, might be able to like find large groups of people? Or maybe somebody have like an inkling about a dark night.
I mean, we could check the churches.
Try the rooftops.
God damn it.
Alright. Church it is.
You just gotta make you gotta put on your best J.K. Simmons disguise.
Oh my god.
Oh, after the churches, we can also maybe check with the guards.
So I can get pictures of Spider-Man?
There you go. The guards might know about it.
Actually, we could head to the archive and ask more about it.
Back to the archive.
I guess, yeah, we could do the archive and check with the guards. Maybe even check with the archivist.
If
we can do
they'll let
church.
us in, but sure.
I don't know if the archive would have pictures of Spider-Man.
Break!
I can't see this going wrong at all.
Ah,
Okay,
They'll be
so-
fine.
I have concerns.
All right,
first-
which one,
Start with
which-
all right.
which one of
Atrimir
us-
and Relan.
yeah, which one of us is going to get picked off by the bird?
All right, start with the guild and then hit the criminal context. Figuratively, not literally.
So you go to the guild.
Would this be a good time for me to go to bed because it's almost midnight?
Yeah, I was also,
Yeah,
I was also
same.
about to
I
say
was
it's
like-
pushing 1 o'clock. Did we want to
Yeah.
keep going? Or
Actually,
did
yeah,
want
we
to
can
end
we
it?
can do we can end here for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a pretty good spot to end. All right, so on that note, I'm going to end the recording here. Such. So thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Bye.
Good night.
Meh.